Good afternoon. It is 3 o'clock. I'm Justin Benino live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. The AP NFL Award finalists were announced earlier today, and here are some of the finalists for those awards. For MVP, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Lamar Jackson, all finalists for that. For the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, that includes Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, and Brian Thomas Jr. And for AP Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, and Andy Reid. Tonight, number 17 Tennessee Lady Vols head on the road to face number 7 Texas at the Moody Center. The Lady Vols are looking to bounce back after a 1-point loss to Vanderbilt on Sunday. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on ESPN. For your foundation repair, whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home of the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday.
Thirsty.
You know how I remembered it was Thursday?
How?
I remembered you saying, hump day yesterday.
That wasn't bad right there, you
It wasn't as good as Babsy.
Babsy's is Emmy nominated.
Do you have it? What do you mean, no?
I have it. I just got to find it.
Listen, he doesn't want to die.
Hey, ma'am, you need to take care of your little corporate thing that you're on the
I
phone
was
with.
on hold for a long time, so let me finish this.
That's bonk. That's bonk.
It was like,
Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
she couldn't find her HSA card or something, so that turns into like a 35-minute phone call.
Oh, guaranteed.
Which starts in automation, of course.
Yeah, then
is there
you gotta
anything
hope
more
you
than
get to an operator.
Is it just like because we're advanced in age that we get this frustrated over automated? Like, how many times do you call trying to get something done and you're like, give me a person.
Please. I'm begging you.
Hit 0.
Yeah.
Give me a person.
They got it now even tricky, though. Like, even when you hit 0, it won't go.
I know.
Keep talking.
Yes.
Till it goes through all the options.
Yeah, they're like, 0 doesn't even exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
What is that?
Slay exists. He's right here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building. You better be ready.
I figured Jeff out. When he's behind on you, he goes with that one.
That's
and
quick as
and
one.
it flows well.
Quick as one.
After you say it.
Mm-hmm. Good job,
Listen,
Jeff.
we've got tons of Titan stuff to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
There are all kinds of rumors floating out there about what they're going to do with the number 1 pick. It's funny, man. Name a GM and then watch the rumors fly.
It's so easy. It's so quick to do.
And as Todd Furman told us yesterday, the betting odds changed.
They have changed. Good
Simply by a press conference.
Dude. and it was so much other stuff
That's
that he
nuts
mentioned.
to me.
Yeah, I mean, but you can latch on to anything that
Well, and
a
also,
person in that position says and go with it.
who the hell knows what their definition of a generational
Right.
talent is on top of it?
Right.
I mean, that could be Cam Ward. Could be Shador.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, not going to let
You
it.
never know.
What did he
Do
say?
not
Something
know.
like, not going to let a transcendent talent go by. Or something.
Generational.
Yeah,
Generational
generational.
talent.
Yeah.
So everybody took that to mean Travis Hunter.
Right.
And so the odds went that way. Like Cam Ward was the prohibitive favorite to go number 1 overall, and his odds came back. Travis Hunter's went up simply by that comment.
Didn't Abdul go up to a little bit probably?
Yeah, because there's all kinds of rumors about him.
Like, what about, so
Here's what Matt Miller said on
who
SportsCenter.
would you say is a generational talent in this draft?
dude.
Vegas obviously thinks it's Travis Hunter, and that's it.
It depends who you talk to, right?
Exactly.
So Matt Miller said on SportsCenter, we've had him on a bunch. We just had him on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where he, just lambasted the quarterback class. Atomic bombed them.
And also said Abdul Carter's first on his board.
He said on SportsCenter today, for me, it's Abdul Carter first overall, and there's a gap to every other prospect in this class.
I don't agree.
Only,
We all have opinions. You know what they say.
yeah,
They're
everybody got
just
one.
like, yep.
Because everybody has one.
I mean, I love Matt Miller. I
Yeah.
respect his opinion.
He's a
Obviously.
good interviewer, too.
But,
Interviewee.
yeah,
Interviewee.
I love having him on our show.
Yeah. Maybe we get him
I
Super
just
Bowl.
happen to disagree with him.
But this is the thing. Generational talent, when I think about that, I'm automatically thinking guys like Dion, guys like Myles Garrett, if you're talking about Abdul Carter. Javon Kearse, honestly,
The freak.
The freak. That's generational. Like, clowning to me wasn't generational.
Did everybody know that Curse was generational when he came out? I mean, to that level?
I mean,
I can't remember.
I don't know because I don't remember back then how it went.
Mayor might remember.
Yeah, but if
Did everybody know Javon Curse was a generational talent when he came out?
No, he was kind of a tweener guy.
Yeah.
So
that's what I thought.
Okay.
So back then it was like 4-3-3-4. What is he? Is he a 4-3 defensive end? Is he a stand-up?
It's not like hybrid defenses like it is now.
But listen, man,
where you kind of easily go in and out.
When they drafted him and he came in here, and I mean from the first day he was at the facility, stories started rolling about that guy.
See, I just watching him, and I was young then, so watching him, it was difficult to kind of analyze. But you see a guy, and you know what a freak looks like.
Yeah. Is that Abdul Carter?
That's what I was about to say. I barely saw him up close.
Listen,
he doesn't look like that.
Like his measurements, if you stand next to the freak, you looking at him like, damn, this is a freak.
Well, he's like
you stand next to Myles Garrett, damn, this is a freak. Davion Clowney had that way he looked.
All of it. Like.
So that's.
What did Mickey used to say? Something cyborg brought back from the future.
Yeah, something like that. But so when the rookies report, like they've all got to do the conditioning test and all that stuff.
This is my favorite freak story.
And so Washburn was the defensive line coach, and
Watterson was
Steve Watterson. Was the training guy.
Yep.
And I mean forever. Steve Watterson went back to like Bum Phillips. Like he was
20 years. Yeah.
He was a fixture over there, and really great storyteller, and loved pulling pranks on people. But anyway, they were standing there, and Freak was like, "Hey man, anyway, I can get out of all that." and Waters was like,
in that deep voice,
"Yeah, jump up and touch this 12-foot ceiling, and you can get out of it."
You can move the ceiling panel. You know how they have those like tile panels where each one is like its own square.
He jumped up, popped the ceiling tile, walked out. Didn't even say anything.
That story made it to UT.
Really?
It's true.
By the time I got to UT, like that's when we had to do our, conditioning tests and the measurements and all of that. Like that's the story they were telling at UT.
It's amazing.
Like that. Hell yeah! I'm like, he did
He's
what?
Like,
and then it grew. It grew legs.
Oh, it did.
So by the time I got up at this is the story I heard.
Oh, this ought to be good.
He was late to come and do his conditioning test and all of that.
Which
that's what it was.
Probably true.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So this is how it got to me. He was late to do that, so they went to his dorm and got him, and was like, he was laying down, and he was like, "Hey man, do I really got to go over there and do it?" It was like, "Yeah, just come over there real quick, knock it out, and boom, you're done." He was like, "Okay. Well, what about if I touch the top of the ceiling?" And they said it was like 12 feet or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they was like, "Okay, if you do that, then you ain't got to go." They said he got out of the bed barefooted, jumped up there, touched it, and got back, laid right back down. They said, "Well, that's done." And they walked back to the complex.
That's an even better story.
That was cold-blooded.
Let's go with that one.
That was a good one.
Get back in bed.
Dude,
he did confirm that it happened on his second go around here.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's
I remember that locker room conversation on when he came back.
So it ain't far off.
So somewhere, the premise of it is true.
He touched the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Javon Curse was listed at 6'4", 265 at the combine. His wingspan.
There you go.
7'3".
There you go. Because you 6'4", 255, that's cool.
But your wingspan.
But that's the point.
Your wingspan a foot longer than your height.
Your limbs. They're like, this is, that's put together.
What was your wingspan? Do you remember?
We did it in here.
Yeah.
What was it, 6'11"?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
6'10", 6'11", something like that. Yep.
So he also ran a 4.58 40 at the combine.
That don't hurt.
Freak.
That every bit, like it, I don't know if it fits anyone else outside of Myles Garrett.
Although
you're a freak.
I have heard that Abdul Carter is going to just
blow people's mind.
Blows people's mind at the combine. Yeah.
That's what I was asking you, though, like when you next to him, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
You see that.
No.
He's similar size, 6'3", 252.
He didn't feel that. Because I interviewed him after the game. He was my post-game ESPN radio interview.
Yeah.
And he didn't have that feel.
Right. See, when you look at Freak and if you get to shake his hand, like
his hands.
Yeah, he got the Keith Bullock hands. Like it's like I don't
like
even
completely
yeah,
covered.
like it's weird.
Like your big ass hands fit inside his hand.
Yeah, like exactly. This is the feeling it gives you when you reach out, shake his hand. You want your hand back. Like, dude, don't shake my hand like that no more. Especially if we're around people. Like, I'm not no small human, dog. Don't never make me feel like
his
that.
His hand
again.
size is 11.6 inches.
Oh, wait. Someone in the chat, Jason Hankins, said, I worked there then and I saw it. He had on slides and basketball shorts. He did it twice.
So, okay. Okay.
So, Zeph found the... Zeph found...
That's what...
Twice.
Do it.
In slides.
Do it barefooted, I believe it. Slides, you know how hard it is to come down and land in some damn slides? It's hard to walk down steps in slides.
Basketball players are always in slides.
Dude.
Soccer players, too.
Yeah, because you're scooting along.
Yeah. Zeph found Javon Curse talking about that story. Here it is. Unless you want to lead into it.
Yeah, I was just going to say he joined Blaine and Mickey. He joined Blaine and Mickey last year around Super Bowl time.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Perfect.
Mickey had asked him about the ceiling story.
Perfect.
And this is what he had to say.
Well, okay, Blaine, when we were when I first got in, we were practicing over in
Bellevue.
Where was that?
Bellevue.
Yeah, we was in Bellevue. I forgot which spot exactly. I forgot which spot it was exactly, whatever. But we were up early, and back then we was doing real tour days, and I think it was like the early on when the veterans weren't. I don't think the veterans were in yet, or maybe they were, or we're just doing just testing, preseason testing, and it was time for me to do the vertical. But the roof of the place was it was kind of short. I think it was kind of short, like for us to be inside, like doing a vertical jump inside or whatever. So like they set it up right, did all the measurements, and then jumped, touched the top one. Then I think they set it up a couple more inches, and then I jumped up and touched the top one again. And now I got to either wait for them to reset it, or we probably gonna have to take it outside. And then I just asked Waterson. Steve Waterson was the person who was measuring everything, and I was like, "How about I just touch the ceiling tile?" And he looked at me like, "Yeah, right." I like, okay, watch this, and then jumped up and hit the ceiling tile, and I think that may have been 13 feet. And I got the ceiling tile, and they told me to mosey on back over to the little empty suite where we were staying, Blaine, the little hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me to mosey on back over and just take me a nap, and they'll see me in the afternoon.
I mean, is there a more appropriate nickname out there than that? Freak.
13.
No.
13 feet.
Dude.
His vertical at the combine was 37 at 265 pounds. 37 inches.
You got to think, hitting that is not scraping it. He hit it, which means he could have got over 13.
Man. Okay, so back to generational talent.
Back to normal. Let's go back to normal humans.
If Abdul Carter is even close to that, do it.
I'll give it to him.
Damn.
Because Blaine will tell you, man, that's what transformed that whole team.
Yeah.
Was the addition of him.
Yep.
He goes, I can't even tell you how much easier it made life for the secondary.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I bet. Golly.
And it's not even like when you prove you can be that guy.
Yeah.
To be that disruptive as a playmaker on the outside going after the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like even when you don't get there, the quarterback's still rushed.
And with 7'3" wingspan, your arms up, you might as well have got there. Mm-hmm. Like, you ain't throwing it this way.
You stop at those lanes.
You might as well be going looking to the right.
7'3".
That's nuts, though. For a person 6'4", you're supposed to be at least 6'9" if you got 7'3" wingspan.
At least.
You Victor Wembanyama. Come on, man.
You're right about his hands. I forgot about that.
No, I didn't.
I shook hands with him one time.
Yeah, and you go back and look in the mirror and start checking yourself like hold on, dog.
I'm like, where did my hand go?
Yeah, he's one of them ones like you'll push him. If you were out, if he wasn't so big, like you probably push him. Like push him down. Like, dog, don't do that no more. Don't shake my hand in front of people like that no more. Just about the self-conscious what you putting over me to make me think about myself, like that's not supposed to feel that way. You're wrong. You're wrong, freak.
In that same interview, Mickey had asked him, like, where does he buy gloves? And he goes, you know what? That's a very good question. And he said one of the problems he always had is for, like, with his pants, having pockets where he could fit his hands in his pockets. And he's like, you never think about that until you try and your hands don't fit in your pockets.
That's really funny. Because you have trouble buying clothes sometimes.
Yeah, but I ain't like that what he got going on, man. Nah, he ain't. Dude crazy. That's a crazy man right there.
Jay DeWeese on YouTube says, we tailgate with the freak. He is a very fun person.
Oh, no.
He's
the best.
always laughing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Always
No.
smiling.
That smile, man,
hey,
is contagious.
let me tell you something. You get you a nice outing with Bully and the freak. Yeah.
His second go round
Yeah.
here too, like he was on the back end, right?
Yeah, that's a good
So
time.
I'm pretty sure that there were certain things administered so he could get through games.
Yeah.
And afterwards, he'd just be like, hey, he's smiling in that locker. Made it a little bit more contagious there.
buddy.
Yeah.
615-737-1045 if you want in. We had the general manager, Mike Borganzi, on the show yesterday. And Easton Freeze did a piece with Brian Callahan, had an exclusive interview with Brian Callahan, and they released some earlier in the week. They released some today where Callahan's talking about what he saw in Will Levis, why it didn't translate this season, kind of took blame for it. We're going to kind of play various things from both guys in terms of what they're looking for in a quarterback and kind of go from there. We'll do that as we roll through today's show. The only guest today, Big Savagery, Ramon Foster at 520 from RK Dub weekdays.
We'll
from
ask him about Abdullah Carter.
6 to 10 in the morning. Yep, we will. 3HL 1045 The Zone. By the way, the Freak had 14 and a half sacks his rookie season, 11 and a half in year two, so 26 sacks in his first 2 years. Brentwood Jewelry, that's where you need to go for any of your gifting responsibilities throughout the course of the year. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's going to be here before you know it. All you need to do is go see the Amamali family at Brentwood Jewelry, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Easy to get in there off 65. Just get off at Old Hickory Boulevard. Take a left and then another left, and you're right there with the Amamali family, helping you with your gifting responsibilities. As I mentioned, again, Valentine's Day, just a few weeks away. So you need to get hooked up over there. For more than 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community and Nashville community with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. As a family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations, they are deeply rooted in the community, from Salem's service and special forces to his son serving as local firefighters. The Amamali family is dedicated to giving back, and it's imperative to support local, and you can do it by shopping at Brentwood Jewelry. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Take care of Valentine's Day with Brentwood Jewelry. BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What's up?
Listen, man, don't cross us on this chat feed, man. You go too far, you're going to get banned by Zeph.
Zeph don't play now. We got a new security at the door, man.
Now, I will say, it takes a whole lot.
Yeah. First of all, you got to get his attention because he got a lot going on back there. But when you get it,
I think what
You
happened.
in trouble.
I think what had happened was yesterday is that Davenport gets to, like, we don't even have to look at her. We can just hear it.
Tickety tap 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 tap.
That's when I get going.
And then you look at the screen, it's like this big, long paragraph. Like, I can't even read it. It's so long. Trying to talk at the same time. Yeah, so Zeph Dog's in control.
Zeph Doggy Dog.
Now, like I said, it takes a lot because we're First Amendment people for sure. But when you get, like...
But you got to do right. Be right in there. Do right.
When you get grotesquely personal, I mean, number one, I don't understand the point. Like, why are you going to live life like that?
Well, people ain't got nothing to do, y'all.
I guess. A lot of tight stuff going on. 615-737-1045. We were telling the Javon Curse jumping through the building story, literally. And Jason in Nashville says he saw him do it. Jason, what's up?
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Were you there?
I used to work. Yes, I used to work at this thing called McConnell Catering, and we used to do breakfast, lunch, or lunch, dinner, and you'd get done like an hour before in case something happened. Well, we would just wander around through the building and watch them practice. This was like with Neil O'Donnell, that group, and I wandered around the corner, and I was probably 20 feet from it, and he said something. I couldn't hear that, and he literally bent down 5 to 6 inches and just shot straight up and touched it. And I just remember looking like, what?
Like what just happened?
Right. The coach said something to him again, and you could tell with his body language, I'm assuming the coach said, hey, can you do that again? Because he was puffing and puffing, and he did it again just as easy as – and when he touched it too, his arms wasn't straight, but they wasn't all the way bent. It was kind of at an angle.
Oh, my God.
And he just kind of came down, and it was kind of like when Gerald Green dunked it. He'll go and just kind of drop the ball in. He just touched it and just came down, and he just walked off. And I just remember sitting there talking to the guys at his family's catering business, and I just was like, what did I just watch? Bro? Like, what did he just – and that was it, man. And he just never made a big deal of it, and throughout the day, it was just kind of what he did from that point on.
Like just a random day.
Awesome.
Just a random day, and you're presented with something that you'll never forget in your entire life.
Never. It was cause you know when you do it's almost like a pro day. You go do the combine, then the pro. What was they had him in, and like you said, they were doing wingspan and doing this, and it was kind of the vertical. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe later on, Philip was talking to that coach or said, "Hey, what did he say?" And he basically said, "Hey, has anybody touched the ceiling?" And they were like, "If you do that, you can go home." And he just that's what he did. He did it twice. And not only did he do it twice, he did it within 15 seconds of each other. He had on slides, baggy basketball shorts, and a V-neck stretched out T-shirt, and that's what it was, just hanging out.
Oh, that is amazing.
I can see it.
That's so cool.
Wow, dog.
And I've never forgotten that as long as never, and I never will.
So McConnell Catering, was that Jason McConnell by chance?
Maybe that sounds familiar. I know the son, the guy that I knew, his name was Philip.
Oh, okay.
Philip McConnell. Like I said, you got to do breakfast, lunch, or whatever it was, but so you would just kind of walk around and you'd see him throughout you'd see him wrestling, you'd see him arm wrestling and all that. So I remember that stuff, but that's funny. There, he touched the ceiling twice within about a 20-second time frame and was annoyed that he had to do it a second time. Like you don't believe I can do this, so watch this. And when he did it the second time, he literally picked up these. Ron, you know what I'm talking about? The Nike, like the shoe bag with the string.
Yep.
He literally picked it up and just started walking, and no one said a word. Everyone was similar to me. My mouth was, I'm sure, on the floor because I've never seen anything even remotely in the vicinity of that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you sharing that story.
No problem. Have a good day, guys.
Appreciate it, dog.
You know what's funny about that, too, is that, Steve Watterson had probably been in the league 30 years and seen all kinds of freak athletes.
Oh, yeah.
But not like that.
Never like that.
So for him to, just stand there and not say anything and just let him walk out of the room is something.
But football players are different.
Man.
They're different.
I asked if that was Jason McConnell because Jason and his wife Fran listen to the show all the time. You know them, Dawn. They Red Pony and Cork and Cow and all that stuff. But anyway, what a story. 615-737-1045 is the number. At 3HL1045 on Twitter. Zeph, what do you want to do with this? Zeph tried to marry some audio that's been on the station, press conferences this week.
Is this like our conversation we had yesterday?
Zeph getting married before getting married?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So they all kind of talked about similar topics, and the thing that kind of popped up was traits of a quarterback.
Yep.
And I noticed that all three, I'm going to call them the Titans' powers. They're the three powers: Brinker, Borgonzi,
Chad
Callahan.
Brinker, Mike Borgonzi, Brian Callahan. Coach, GM, whatever Brinker is. What's Brinker's official title?
President of Football Operations.
Thank you. There you go.
So I noticed that they all answered one question that is probably pretty important considering the Titans have the number 1 overall pick in the draft. What traits are you looking for in a quarterback?
Love it.
And so Callahan, this was on A to Z Sports with Easton Freeze. He had a 90-minute sit down with Brian, and he's been releasing parts. This one came out today.
Which the full thing comes out tomorrow.
8 a.m. tomorrow, A to Z Sports YouTube channel.
Yep. And so this is what Callahan had to say on what traits he's looking for in a quarterback.
Well, I think you got to find. I think you're looking more for particular traits, and one of the biggest ones that I see right now, and the ones that I've good quarterbacks I've been around is. It's going to sound a little bit strange, but what's their nervous system like? What is it? What do they look like when things break down? How do they operate when the pocket is muddy? How do they operate under critical duress and critical pressure? Those are the
Levis.
things that I look at. How does their brain essentially respond? How does their body respond to those stressors? I think a really good example of what incredible poise and calmness looks like is just you watch Jaden Daniels play.
First name that came to my mind when you said
the
nerve.
moment's never too big for him. Pressure never rattles him. He's efficient in his movement. He's efficient in his delivery. That's kind of what I mean by that. And look, Jaden is turning out to be what might be an incredibly rare prospect that, I would say probably, look, he was taken second overall. So like nobody missed on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
They knew he was a good player, but I'm just saying he was, I think he's exceeded whatever expectations a lot of people maybe had of him. And it's been kind of cool to watch as a fan of quarterback play. But his poise is incredible. And that's what you have to have. And then you watch the great players in our league. And I mean, you look at Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and Lamar. I mean, you watch these guys play ball, Stafford. There's something about how they operate. And like I said, their nervous system is a huge part of that. And then there's three things that I always look at, and it's decision-making, timing, and accuracy. That's quarterback play in the NFL. And you have to be able to, when those moments come where you have to throw the football and everyone in the stadium knows you have to throw the football, can you do it? Can you make those throws in those big moments? And that's what separates I think all the quarterbacks in the league, the great ones from the guys that are just good. And that's what you look for, is how does their nervous system work under pressure, and can they make good decisions? Can they throw on time? And most importantly, are they accurate? And I think you see that in the quarterbacks that are all still playing right now. But that's how I look at the position. And I think those are the most important things you look for when you're looking at it.
That is so telling on so many levels.
How honest is this guy, man?
About Will Levis.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So telling.
And what's interesting during that interview, and again, it drops
tomorrow. That's the
tomorrow
first one
at 8,
he brought up.
Right. He does talk about how he thought Will Levis had those things in the preseason.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then
it kind of showed him.
He, in fact,
he showed
did
those
not.
things. Yeah. Until it started to get closer to the time.
He said even early in the Chicago game, he felt like he had it.
He was delivering.
And then
he was dealing. That's why I keep on saying, man, believe what your eyes are showing you. We saw it. We saw it the year before. Like, we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it when he stepped in.
We saw it.
It was there.
We
At
saw
one
it.
point,
4
it
touchdowns
was there.
against Atlanta.
You saw it at Kentucky.
Yep. You saw it's enough flashes to make you, I guess this is where people get in trouble, I think, it's enough flashes to make you be like, I can do something with that right there.
Yep.
Like Andy Reid with Mahomes.
I could.
Suck you in, man.
Yeah,
I got sucked
and that's
in.
all it takes.
I got sucked in. I was
in there.
all in on
I was
Will
in there.
Levis.
I was in there. He got me until I saw that last pick in the last practice. But
That one,
that's when
yeah.
it was hard for me to come back from that.
That
one
one got
there.
you.
Yeah,
And like, why was he even throwing it there?
with all these stars on the field.
Yeah,
That was the only thing that got me.
That was the one that he was going to Mason Kinsey or something
Yes.
On an out.
and
Yes.
you've got Ridley and
Ridley
D-Hop
and-
on the field at the same time.
1-on-1.
This is 2-minute drill.
Yeah,
This is going to be your first option?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and I do
So-
like me some Mason Kinsey. He's funny, man.
It ain't nothing against him.
No.
It's the decision making.
No, but still, when you have
it's a pecking order.
D-Hop
It's a pecking order.
and Calvin Ridley or Mason Kinsey,
Yeah.
where are you going to go? Who's going to be your guy?
I'm looking at D-Hop, Ridley,
sorry,
okay,
Mason,
Kinsey.
it ain't
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'm coming to you last.
No,
Right.
he's just entertaining on the practice field because like the Seattle thing, he was all up in Seattle all the time, and it was fun to watch.
Yes, it was.
And you just don't see it very much because he doesn't play very much. But I was saying he was entertaining to me. But yeah,
Yes.
that's not the correct option.
Entertaining, yes.
Will Levis, that throw was
so-
not entertaining.
Nope. That was a bad decision.
I remember Slate's
that
reaction.
did not check the decision-making timing boxes
I couldn't
right
believe
there.
it. I couldn't believe it.
Neither one of those. So obviously, I haven't gotten to cover Shador Sanders, but I can say this. I covered Cam Ward in a must-win game for them, Miami-Syracuse, when they were down. I mean, it was their college football playoff
On the
hopes.
road, too, right?
All of it on the road in a loud environment, super loud, because if you guys have never been to Syracuse for a game, it's indoors. Which,
It's an echo, baby.
and I swear the way they built that ceiling is to just like come
Bounce
back
the noise
at
off,
you.
yep.
It's nuts. It's so loud there. And so I watched him on the sideline, no panic. No, I mean, you would have thought it was any other game. You would have thought it was, a non-conference nobody in those moments where, that their postseason was on the line.
Yeah.
And it was his turn to go out there with his offense. And so from a nervous system, what do they look like? How do they respond in stressor situations? All of that dude has it. Yeah. And maybe you want to see more from him outwardly, but I'll tell you right now, built for that.
Yeah.
Just watching him in that moment and how he handled his teammates and how he was on the sideline, I mean, just ice water through the veins.
What did you think of Kyle McCord in that game?
I liked him.
Miami had the lead. He
Yeah.
led the comeback.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked him. I love him from a leadership standpoint.
Hard to tell with Miami's defense being as bad as it is.
And they were bad.
Yeah.
They were bad in that game. They were really bad in that game.
Yeah.
I think like some of McCord's throws, I thought, and I don't know if it was the talent he had around him or what, but I thought didn't have the zip they should have had on him. I thought his decision making certain times was questionable, but I mean, super confident. I would put him as like a third or fourth rounder.
Yeah.
Is where I'd put Kyle McCord. Now there are teams that have come out and said,
wow.
he's going to be a guy in the league. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miami's defense and there was a misnomer that their defense was awful all year. They actually weren't stat-wise. But in the big plays and the big moments, like they were bad, and they were not good in that game.
And they gave up a lot of points to
Yes.
some okay teams.
Right. So anyway,
Cam Ward
that's all I
actually-
can speak to is what I saw because I camped myself right there to see his reaction. Like that was the moment in the game. That's the story of the game. How does Cam Ward handle this, trying to lead his team back in a loss? So I camped right next to him and watched him fully for 2 drives, just how he reacted and handled that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what quarterback traits are you looking for? Callie said nervous system. It's got to be good. Decision-making, timing, and accuracy. What is Borgonzi looking for in a quarterback, and what is Brinker looking for in a quarterback? We'll play those 2 cuts for you next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, y'all? 615-898-9367. That's the number you need to call or text. Make it real simple for you when you want to hit game day up and get in the game. Now, guys, it's the beginning of the new year. No, you are already frustrated with your lack of gains at the gym. Maybe you feel like you're doing everything right, like diet and exercise, but you're not seeing the results you want. This is when the number comes in, 615-898-9367. Call that number, text it, get in the game with GameDayMen'sHealth.com right now. 1 in 4 men, over 30, have low testosterone levels. Now, low testosterone can affect your energy levels, your workouts, your sleep, your bedroom activities. It can even make you grumpy, but you can stop all that. And if you want to be in shape by the summer, you need to get started in February. That's coming up, 615-898-9367. Get in touch with them now. 2 locations, Green Hills or Hendersonville. 15 minutes, you'll know what your levels are. Don't put this off any longer. Call Game Day today. 615-898-9367 and get in the game today. While you're waiting, 615-898-9367.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
What up, Bo? What up, Bo?
I like that sweatshirt.
Dang, I got this at the what was it, about 2 years ago? That concert with Ice Cube, Snoop,
Yes.
all them, Mac 10,
Did I
a
miss
little bit of
that?
everybody. The West Side Connect concert or something like that. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, this is a Snoop Dogg VIP experience.
I can't even imagine what that might be like.
It was pretty live, pretty good time. That was just so.
Can I give a shout out real quick?
Oh,
Shout outs
Mama
presented
them.
by your mama and them.
Your mama
Zef
and
Dog.
Well, first shout out you and Slay, Mayor. You guys sent me over to Jason Street, and I went and got
John.
fitted. John Street. I keep
John
saying Jason
Street.
Street because I'm thinking
yeah,
of.
just say street. It's cool.
Slay sent you. I just know him.
I keep saying Jason Street because of Friday Night Lights.
I get no credit for that at all.
John Street. He sent me over
Yeah.
to John Street, and he got me fitted for my suit today, for my wedding suit today, and he was awesome.
Man, Street ain't gonna play with you, man. That's who keep me laced for all of my engagements. That when I got to be on anything TV. So shout out to him, and you gotta give some love to Papa Street. See, that's the other person you got to meet. You may not get to go behind that curtain, but if you ever get the opportunity to go behind that curtain, Papa Street don't play, man.
They love the Vols.
Yeah, that's family right there, man. So he got you all laced up, huh, for your little get together, your little 2-time get together with Alyssa.
Oh yeah.
Alyssa, what up?
She's probably
sick. I hope she feels better.
She's sick.
Yeah, she got pneumonia.
Oh,
Stay
damn.
away from Zeph.
Yeah.
And the flu.
Yeah, Jeff, don't come in here.
Yeah. Don't be coming in here.
Don't worry, I'm in my little closet over here.
Yeah. You and Smiley stay in your
Yeah,
little
y'all.
rooms, man.
Yeah, pass it along.
I don't
to
know
each
how
other.
Smiley got worked in there, but
Oh, he believe me, he works.
so I just went downstairs, and our guy Mitchell in sales, he was like,
Mississippi State fan.
big Mississippi State fan. He played some high school basketball locally too.
What did Mitchell play? Put you on the spot, then.
Yeah, it's like a small town county high school. I forget which
Okay.
one though. But he talked about getting run by Webb School at Bell Buckle.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yep, he sure did. Talking about Keon
By
Johnson.
Keon,
back
yeah.
then. Yep.
Just working him. He said he worked him all the way through middle school through high school.
Just stayed on that circuit with him. Huh?
Tough time to come up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I ran into him, and he told me, he goes, so the Saints kicker is a guy named Blake Group.
Mm-hmm.
His agent reached out to Mitchell. I still don't know how this happened, and told Mitchell that he wants Blake, the Saints kicker, to be on 3HL when we're at the Super Bowl Radio Row. So write that one down.
Well, you tell Blake, you come on down.
Come on, Blake.
Yeah.
He
What
was
you waiting on?
27 of 31 this season. Played at Notre Dame.
Oh, there you go.
By the way, did y'all see 2 of the starting offensive linemen at Notre Dame are in the transfer portal? Why?
And one of them visiting Tennessee.
Yeah, one
Is
of the
that true?
linemen. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yep. The interior offensive lineman. Yep.
Well, who's their quarterback next year?
Aha.
Right. From 24/7 Sports, Notre Dame starting center Pat Coogan has entered the transfer portal. So has starting right guard Rocco Spindler.
Is Spindler the one that came on the visit already? I think
Y'all know that more than me.
I'll tell you.
That whole portal thing, I'm usually like, wake me up when it's over. Blake Group, he's 5'7", 156, a little bit smaller than
King of the West tour. Sorry. I got corrected.
We got like 3 things going
Yeah, I
on
got
at
corrected.
once.
That concert tour was the King of the West tour. I apologize.
I'm telling you, man, if you don't have ADHD,
this
you
place
listen to us. We'll give it
It's a
to you.
place to be.
We will give it to you. Blake Group, reach out to Mitchell.
Got it.
Okay, thanks.
QB traits.
Hit it. Brinker.
Yeah, it is. Get us going, Babsy.
Zeph.
You want to go Borgonzi first? Because that's what I have pulled up.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Zeph. Yes.
Well, then, yes, whatever you have pulled up is the answer.
right.
Quarterback traits. What you want,
This
Borgonzi?
is what he said in his introductory press conference yesterday.
Well, you have to have the physical arm talent, obviously, to make every throw in the league. Accuracy, decision making are big parts of it. The way you process coverages. The game's changed a little bit too, so having mobility, not just a pocket passer. And of course, the leadership part is a big part. They are the face of the franchise. They're your leader. They're the ones that are going to stand in front of the team every day, and they're going to follow them. And that's what they do. They follow, Patrick Mahomes. They follow Joe Burrow. That's what they do. That they set the tone. They're the most important, arguably the most important position in all of sports.
That is definitely true. Most important position in all of sports. How about his accent, man?
Decision-making, accuracy. Those both overlap.
Did y'all feel like his accent got thicker the more comfortable he got with us yesterday?
Yeah, it was thick in the boom boom room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thick in the boom boom room.
So they're fast.
Thick in the boom boom room.
Once he figured out you knew his boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot, my boy. Patrick Bradley.
Pat Bradley. Mm-hmm. Chad Brinker on with RK Dub. Same thing. Quarterback traits. What are you looking for?
Yeah, it's the most important position in football, most important position in sports, really. So it's really key that we get that right. Obviously, we have Levis here. We got to continue to see him develop and grow, and he's going to get an opportunity to compete for a starting job next year. But at the same time, we got to do our due diligence on that position as well, whether that's in free agency or the upcoming draft. Every candidate we met with, we talked about these things and just kind of hear what, how they feel about the position, how they feel about Will, how they feel about, the free agency class as well as the draft class. So there was a variance of the opinions throughout the process and some really good ideas on how to attack it. And, Mike and I are going to work together, and that's something that we're going to, it's priority number one.
As you guys hit the ground running, East-West Shrine Bowl practices getting started, Senior Bowl coming up as well. What is the first order of business for you and for Mike to be sure that this organization is ready for the big opportunity it has with the number one overall pick?
Yeah, we're leaving tomorrow night, and we're heading down to the East-West game. Shedeur Sanders is going to throw on Friday and do some interviews, so we'll get a chance to go down there and meet him. I got to see him this fall and spend some time at Colorado. I went out and saw a lot of these quarterbacks during the fall, but and then other players. I think I saw over 50 draftable players during the fall. But we're going to do the East-West together and then head down to the Senior Bowl right after that and evaluate these prospects. And as soon as we get back, we'll jump right into the free agency meetings with our pro staff, and that will run right into the college draft meetings. Our process is a little unique and different, maybe a little old school. We call it no daylight. And in the month of February, we'll be in that draft room literally the entire month, 7 days a week, 7 to 7. We're going through every prospect in the country at every single position, watching not key plays or highlight tapes. It's actual game tape. And we'll start at offensive tackles, and we'll work all the way across every position from the top of the board all the way through the undrafted free agent class as well.
Well, that's laid out.
No daylight February.
Yeah, they know what they're looking for. They gonna go hustle and go get it.
I got nothing from him on the quarterback.
I got nothing other than, we talked about it with all the candidates. Well, once you talk about,
he's leaving it open.
Yeah.
Well, once you talk about
Borgonzi,
how you identify things in a quarterback, and you get to Borgonzi, who was a part of that 2017 draft where they traded up to get
Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. We asked Borgonzi on our show yesterday about that draft and trading up to get Mahomes. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
Yeah, we saw rare talent that just jumped out if you watched him. We saw rare instincts, his pocket mobility, his ability to see receivers downfield. And I think he was just playing off of instincts too. And he would be the first to tell you this. I don't know if he was really reading coverages back then. So, we knew that it was going to be the developmental part. It was kind of like the perfect storm because we had Alex there, who is one of the best people you'd ever meet. And, once we drafted him, he pretty much knew that we were going to be moving on in a year. And like you said, he was a Pro Bowl quarterback, but he took Pat under his wing the entire year, really showed him how to be a pro, meetings, how to watch tape, read coverages. So he went through the whole thing with him. So we knew that he needed work, but he had rare tools, and the leadership too was apparent. You know, he just had this way about him. When we brought him in on the visit, he was really smart. And the guys at Texas Tech loved him. They followed him. You know, he was a leader. So we just knew if we could clean up some things, and Coach said, Andy's like, I'll fix them.
I believe Andy when he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we had Alex too, and Alex, credit to him. I don't know how many people would have done that, but he spent the whole year with them. Try to get him ready for the next year.
Really interesting stuff about Mahomes, and they traded up to 10. Houston ended up at 12, and the thought was that they were going to take Patrick Mahomes. They ended up taking Deshaun Watson, but he told us the story about how they traded up. They actually wanted to trade up to number 1, and it was an interesting draft because, I went back and studied this yesterday. One scout during the process called Patrick Mahomes reckless as a college football player. He said a lot of quarterbacks will have, a lot of really good quarterbacks will have 2, 3, 4 throws that are reckless in a game. He said he would have 20.
Yeah.
And so, for them,
you can see that.
Right. For them to look past all of that. And then, as Borgonzi said, he had a conversation with Andy Reid about Patrick Mahomes, and Reid was like, I'll fix him. Okay.
No flashes.
They tried to trade up to number 1. When we come back, Borgonzi told that story. It's so interesting if you love NFL football, and if you do, if you're listening to us, you probably do. But he'll tell that story next. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
As a customer of Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, I would love to recommend them to you. Had them replace my windows and doors in my rental property. They were 25 years old and were collapsing in on each other. Then had them replace my windows and a door in my home. Because in the summer we had bugs that would get in the corners. And maybe you're in any of those situations where you realize that your windows aren't doing their job right now with these cold temps we've had for the last week. Well, Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is who you need to call because they can help you out. They'll also give you the Dawn deal, 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months, 615-249-1910. Or easily tell them Dawn sent you, schedule your free consultation, and you can check out that special offer. Go online, PellaNashville.com.
Good afternoon. It's 4:01. I'm Joe Spinano live from the 104.5 The Zone studios. The AP NFL award finalists were announced earlier today, and here are some of those finalists. For MVP, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Lamar Jackson. For the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, and Brian Thomas Jr. And for NFL Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, and Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. Tonight, number 17 Tennessee Lady Vols head on the road to face number 7 Texas at the Moody Center. The Lady Vols are looking to bounce back after a 1-point loss to Vanderbilt on Sunday. Tip-off for that one is at 7 p.m. on ESPN. For your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Headed toward a weekend of NFL championship, conference championship football. Looking forward to it. Washington at Philadelphia. Philly by 6.5. That's the 2 o'clock game on Sunday. And then Buffalo at Kansas City. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh.
Kansas City favored by 1.5. Speaking of 1.5, drama last night in the SEC.
Talk to me now.
I mean, how entertaining is this league, man? On a nightly basis.
Beyond entertainment.
Florida led for the first time with 5 seconds left and beat South Carolina 70-69. We had just talked about South Carolina needing a win because they had these close losses. They lost by 3 to Auburn. They lost by 3 to Tennessee. Now they lose by 1 at home to Florida in a game they led the entire way.
Lost by 3 to Vanderbilt.
Lost by 3 to Vandy. Mm-hmm. That's right. Dang, Babs. What's he got going over there?
She's done.
I was hoping that wasn't that loud. I turned my mic off.
And now you're going to throw it at me?
Oh, right in your bag.
If that was the trash can, you'd be on every day.
Listen, I know, right?
If my backpack was? She always hits my backpack, which is really short of the trash can.
It's because, well, today
you need,
I was breaking up ice in our pool in the backyard. I'm so sore. I am
Why were you doing that?
My muscles are so sore.
Why were you breaking up the ice, though?
That can literally cause a lot of expensive damage. Ice in your pool system.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of nervous right now that you just told me that. What did you break it up with?
Ice pick.
A stick.
Now you're making me think of Fatal Attraction.
A big metal stick. I know. And it's the, what are these, triceps?
The triceps, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. My triceps are like, what have you done to me?
Yeah, that's like 80%
I'm
of your
so
arm.
out of shape.
I thought you needed elbow surgery the way you were moving your arm.
I also fell in the pool doing it.
Oh, Babsy.
Y'all have cameras in the back? Please tell me you have that on tape.
We do, but they are not working.
Oh.
That may or may not be funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
Wait, Dawn fell in the ice pool?
Dude, I would have paid to be sitting right there at the fence watching that.
Listen, like health people do that stuff on purpose. Like they get
That's
in
what I thought. I'm like, I just
get in
did
the
my
cold tub.
Oh, no, I need to go do it. I need to go to Paul's over there in Green Hills.
You love that place.
Yeah, this place is amazing.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I have lots of questions now.
Well,
let me turn my attention
the
toward
ice
you.
was so thick.
Forget Borgazzi for a second.
So I was like, I was trying to kind of break it up where the, what are they called? What are those things called where the water comes out of it? Whatever.
The spout, canal.
I don't know.
Something.
Vents,
water shooter.
What are they? Anyway.
Yeah.
I got a cyst in my brain. I can't remember things, you know.
The little vents.
Those little things, you know, the guys.
Yeah, the thing that shoots the water out of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as I was doing that, it was so thick, so I stepped on the ice on the top of the pool.
Babs.
I know, but I just did it
We
with
literally
one.
tell all the kids in Middle Tennessee, look, just because you see ice in a pond, do not step on it.
I know, and it was really thick.
And you're a grown-ass woman.
I know. It was dumb.
I know.
But I just did 1 foot because I was like, let's see if I can at least crack it up a little bit or whatever.
Please tell me Travis Harder saw this.
He did not see it. He just saw me come running in afterwards, like stripping my clothes off. He's like, what is going on?
Oh, man.
So, and I had my Uggs on too, which are not supposed to get wet.
right.
So I'm like, oh.
So 1 foot, you step on the ice and it immediately go in.
Then 1 foot went in and then the other went in because I lost my balance.
So it wasn't
I actually think that I sprained my other ankle too, trying to not fall all the way in.
the one that quit you from running 7 years ago?
It's the same one. The one that I was supposed to get surgically repaired.
Yeah.
Yep.
So was it cold?
Yeah.
Babs, why y'all just didn't turn the heater on?
That's expensive, Slay.
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
you're right.
We
But
did
I'm
it.
serious-
We did it.
But Babs,
we
the
did it-
hospital
we
bill
did
would
it
have been.
last night.
I was
yeah.
gonna say the hospital bill would have been. I mean,
That
would've been
The
more
dogs were
expensive.
out with me too, and they lost it.
But the ice within the pool
Like I'm
system,
fine.
when it freezes, ice expands. That's what causes
and
the
that's
problems.
what causes pipes to burst.
Yes.
Which is why they say drip your faucets.
Or
Yeah.
turn the heater on.
So, no, but we were okay. Like, we had our pool running. It was just like, it was the top. And then it was so cold for so many days. I was like, I need to break this up
So,
a little bit to make sure that it runs.
This wasn't the situation like in a movie where somebody falls through a frozen pond and then like they can't get back out because it's completely frozen.
No, but in my anxiety-filled
I
mind,
already, yeah.
know.
that's going through it.
So
You
are-
jumped straight into the movie.
Is
I know
there
you
just
did.
is there just like a slew of obscenities still hanging over the pool right now? How many curse words do you think you came out of your mouth?
I think I was so shocked that it was only one.
Oh,
Now it was the big
then it
one.
was.
It was the big
And
one.
loud too, I imagine.
Oh, it was loud. That's probably why the dogs lost it. Yeah.
They trying to figure out what's going on with
There's
Babs.
always an adventure over at Babs' house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
I mean,
if
in
she's
that
not,
one,
if she's not, plowing through a mailbox or falling down the stairs and getting a concussion or falling through the ice in the pool, there's.
Y'all
I mean,
love how casually she just dropped that on
Yes.
us.
That was beautiful.
Like,
that was beautiful.
she goes,
I wasn't going to tell y'all.
that wasn't even the crux of the story.
oh, my arm was sore because I was breaking up the ice in my pool. Oh, and I fell in.
This girl
I
over
wasn't
here,
going
like,
to tell y'all because at the end of the day, it was because I'm dumb. Like, I did something dumb.
listen, man, we
Right?
all do things.
I mean, the
course of
mailbox
day.
thing, that's pretty much on I'm dumb too.
God, I
you
wish
know?
you had that on camera.
You've had a.
I need to stop doing dumb Shiana.
No, what we need to do is we need to buy Dawn a GoPro and a GoPro mount
right.
and just put it on her to see
watch all
whatever
the dumb
adventure
crap
she's going to have this
What
week.
Babs gonna do
There you
today?
Yeah.
The only thing that could have made this better if Baby Babs was there.
What was that Jim Carrey
She's
movie?
She'd have lost it.
Yeah.
Where he was like
The
the
Truman Show?
Truman Show, the
Oh,
Babs
yeah.
Show. Just
Yeah.
put Babs on.
I love that show.
So I want to go back to like the thought process here. So you look out the window, you see ice in the pool, so you're like, I'm going to get a stick and break that ice up. Like this is how this happened.
This is how this happened. I went outside to pick up dog poop out of the yard. I'm telling you.
Which you never
I'm just
do.
living the dream right now.
I thought
I'm
Travis
living the
did that.
dream. No, do you know who's done it in the winter? The only person that's done it? Me.
Who do I
Like the
trust?
permanent dog pooper picker upper. By the way, if we have any businesses out there that want to advertise with us and pick up dog poop in my yard, that would be great.
That's pretty cool right
They
there.
are awesome businesses.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
Shiana removal.
By the way, there's
Yes.
3 of them though. That's a whole lot of poop.
And they better be
But
put
I was
up.
like, I'll
it
go
used
do
to be
it
4
because I know
R.I.P.
R.I.P. one of them, one down. So poop is frozen because it's been so cold here, so it's super easy to pick up.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, oh, this will be perfect. And then I look over at the pool and I'm like, man, we need to break that up a little bit.
We need to.
So then you go looking for a stick,
instead of a shovel,
which you
or
really don't
anything.
have.
It's a metal pole. I found a metal pole.
metal pole.
It's like the back of the pool net pole.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's pretty strong. Yeah. Dumb.
How did you just hide this from us all day?
Yeah, I'm dumb. Like, yeah, we would have received a
happened
text or
yesterday,
anything
yeah.
about this.
Usually we get a text about weird
Dude.
stuff she does.
I'm going to text harder.
Like she took out the
Like, Dad, why
basketball.
wouldn't you tell
took
us
out the
this?
basketball goal multiple times.
Stupid basketball goal. Okay, I guarantee you there's hundreds of people out there who have done that. It's
Yeah.
so easy to do.
It is easy to do.
I don't know that somebody took out a mailbox with their side panel.
No, that was a good one right there. That was Babsy playing no games.
I still don't understand how I did that.
Speaking of story time, when Robbie told me that we were going to have Mike Borgonzi on, I immediately went to the 2017 NFL draft, which is the Patrick Mahomes draft.
Right. What was his job title during that?
Assistant GM. But the way he told the story was everyone was in on everything draft-wise and player-wise. Like they had a really good collaborative effort.
I hate that word.
When they were saying it, I kept on thinking, Babs was the first person I thought about. Like,
yeah.
Well, they must not know Babs is in this state.
It worked in Kansas City, though.
Mm-hmm.
Collaboration.
It worked in Kansas City.
I don't care. Use a different word.
So, anyway, they wanted Patrick Mahomes. There was a lot of talk about Patrick Mahomes being reckless and all these things. They didn't care. Andy Reid was like, don't worry about that. I got him.
Right.
I can fix him.
So then they're like, they end up trading to 10. He said they tried to get to 1 because Chicago at 2 was going quarterback, which Bears fans will be like, please stop the story right here.
Nope.
Because they drafted Mitchell Trubisky.
Rub it in.
How crazy is that?
At number 2.
Okay, just real quick to update, Borgonzi was the director of player personnel in 2017.
So he's evaluating board. So
somebody who said he had nothing to do with drafting Mahomes, he was the director of player personnel. He absolutely was.
Well, and he told us he did during the conversation. Here's his story about how this all went down. This is so interesting, including, I think it's in this bite. If it's not, they floated out. They floated out to everyone that they wanted to take Ramon Foster, the linebacker out of Alabama, who ended up going 31. He's a really good player, but he ended up going 31. I mean,
did anybody believe that? He even said he was like, I don't know if anyone.
Yeah, there's anybody buying this one.
Here's Mike Borgonzi on 3HL telling the story about drafting Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, we were very nervous. We tried to get up to the top of the draft. We tried to get up to 1, and we went down the list. We got to 10, we got to Buffalo, and we leaked out that we were trading up for Ramon Foster. I don't know if anyone believes it, but we leaked it out. But we were sweating it out, though. Cincinnati was right in front of us. They took Ross, the receiver, and then we got on the clock. I actually called that trade in. That was we were on pins and needles that day for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because Chicago took Trubisky at 2. Did you know that was going to, did your intel tell you not to worry about the Bears there?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you were trying to get in front of them, right?
I mean, we were because we just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And we really thought we had to get, probably in front of Houston. And, we had heard that Sean Payton worked them out. And I think they were at 11. And we picked at 10. Houston was at 12. Houston ended up trading up to 12 to get Deshaun. But yeah, we were really worried about those two teams. So we felt like if we get to 10, got to Buffalo, we'd be okay. But we were still sweating it out, though.
Can you imagine these draft day stories being in the rooms of some of these situations?
Dude.
There's some good stuff.
They gave up their 27th pick. They gave up a 3rd round pick, and they gave up a 1st round the next year. What if they don't get the guy that they trade up to get?
Tough. That's all I can say. Tough.
Well, the trade's not happening if he's not there.
Right. I can't remember, though, if they traded in the moment or if they traded while we were still going through pick 6, 7, 8. I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
But, interesting story there. 615-737-1045. What's the better story? The Patrick Mahomes draft story or Dawn falling in the pool story?
Dawn, easily.
Dawn,
No.
killing it.
Yeah.
Killing that.
You beat Borgonzi.
The only thing that's better is we can get footage with it. That's the only thing.
I know. I'm so glad that our Ring camera was down.
Telling you, Emmy nominated.
Maybe your neighbor that's up the hill a little bit has a camera that would have caught it.
A drone.
Right.
You've had drones fly above you.
I know, and I want to take them out. Slay text Mr. Babs and said, how could you not tell us that our girl fell in the pool? And his response
was what?
Bunk. Dude, I didn't see it happen, but how funny is that, Shiana?
We'll be right back. 3HL.
Husband. Twitch, please.
You don't need enemies.
Also, Mr. Babs is going to be in big trouble when I get home. All right, I want to tell you about Zen Sports. the newest sports betting app here in Tennessee. And they picked a winner for their December big game sweepstakes, and now they're rolling out this cool thing, the VIP Players Club sweepstakes for this month, and the prizes are awesome. One grand prize winner wins a $10,000 bonus bet on the NFL big game in February and $10,000 cash, or you can pick an alternate prize of $15,000 cash. How do you earn entries? Let me tell you. Every bet you place in January, every dollar you wager, and then you earn 10 times the entries on all parlay bets. Also, if you're a new customer, sign up with my code DAWNTN, DAWNTN, and you get 500 entries in addition to the entries earned from the value of your qualifying bet. What are you waiting for? Jump in. If you don't win the grand prize, you'll also have a shot to win one of 5 small prizes. Either a $1,000 bonus bet on the NFL big game or $250 cash. Zen Sports has you covered. Betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Qualifying wager for a wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg of that entry at least minus 250 or worse American odds. Qualifying wager also must be made for a minimum amount of $5. Head to zensports.com/sweepstakes for contest terms and conditions. You got to be 21 and older in Tennessee to bet.
3HL 1045 The Zone. I didn't finish talking about the drama in the SEC yesterday.
What was the drama?
Also, is there a reason why you're playing? I mean, I love this song, but is there a reason why you're playing this stuff?
Yeah, it was the first one I saw when I got back into the control room.
I think that this is a no-go. We got kids listening.
Really? The voice of reason over here.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that? And you want to go Matrix on us? Or you want me to go Matrix on you? When Slay was starting to do his ED spot? What?
I'm sorry, there's somebody crawling to the top of the door. That was creepy.
The way Brent snapped his head back towards that door.
She had a look like I really need to watch my back for a second.
I was worried for a second.
That's Ian, our engineer guy. You know what he's doing?
Okay, well, he can't be creeping up on the door window like that. That's weird.
He's running cable through the ceiling panels that Javon Curse is here, and Ian needs the ceiling panels popped, so Javon just jumps up and does it.
That's right.
But he's going to be able to. So Zeph will be able to, for example, put anything on the Zone TV feed he wants. When he gets done doing these weird things that you're looking at.
It's going to be pretty dope.
That's fun. Okay. Cool. All right.
So, no, the Matrix. This is a big thing. Dawn thinks that once something is mentioned, then it's mentioned 400 times, right?
Mm-hmm. We live in the Matrix.
So, as Slay starts to do his ED spot, Babs is walking out. And I go, let's talk about sex, baby. And Zeph didn't even hear me and then played that song.
Matrix.
Dawn heard me. You heard me, didn't you?
No.
Oh. Well,
I didn't hear him.
I know you didn't because you're in there, but she's in here with no headphones on, and I said it.
I wasn't listening.
Matrix, baby. Matrix.
If we have not established
that you do not
I don't listen to you,
yeah.
As a hint.
we're getting there.
Baby. All right, let me finish. Drama in the SEC last night. I only got through one of them. So Florida led for the first time with 5 seconds left and then beat South Carolina 70-69 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Texas A&M led for the first time with 14 seconds left, won at Ole Miss 63-62. And Arkansas led for the first time with 30 seconds left and picked up their first SEC win, 68-65 over Georgia. So from Peter Burns, Georgia, Ole Miss, and South Carolina led for a combined 119 minutes and 14 seconds out of a possible 120 and went 0-3.
Crazy.
You know what's funny, too, about your breakdown of Arkansas and how they just need to get a win? I watched Coach Cal on the SEC Network after the game. He went for 10 minutes on that. We just needed a win.
Yeah, you can kind of feel it when you're watching the games and you know they're competing. It's just they can't put it together, but they got one. But it was also asked, what was today? Today, Tuesday when I was on, like the next 5 games that they have, how many games do you think they'll win? I said 2. Georgia was one of them. So Oklahoma is the other one this weekend, and I said those 2 teams because they have playing both of them at home. The other games are on the road, so.
He also talked about how difficult the schedule is in the SEC this year.
And every coach is saying that.
He's like, you don't get any.
There's no break.
Not that there's ever a break, but but
it's some. When you look at the calendar, there's some games you can circle and be like, you know what, we're gonna win this one if we just go do what we're supposed to do. The way it's set up now is more so I got to go play, and we got to play our best to go get it done.
Like on the women's side, for example, Vanderbilt hosting Arkansas tonight at 6:30. Vanderbilt favored by 23.5. Like it's a much different. Tennessee playing at number 7 Texas. Texas favored by 14.5.
There you go.
You don't get that on the men's side.
No. And if you do, you better take the points. Like I was telling you yesterday with South Carolina and Florida, like. Yes, that's a top 10 team in Florida going to play at South Carolina. But, dog, they right there. They controlled that game the entire time. And then it just fell apart. Like 4 back-to-back live ball steals that led to layups to cut that lead from 9 to whatever it was, 201. It was crazy. So, you got to watch. You got to play.
The ripple effect says my Hog's going to get hot and go on a run in the SEC tournament. Just wait and watch. That tournament this year is going to be,
must
Game of Thrones, dude.
Yeah. Like
where
last year,
is it this year?
Nashville?
Is it here? Okay.
Like last year, they gave tickets away on, what was it, Wednesday night? Or whenever the first night is?
Yeah.
Ain't going to do that this time.
No, because you're going to have.
People going to be trying to
be good games for all of them.
all day long. Like, that's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. I hope your Hogs do go on a run. Like, the league needs it. They could be one of the 12 teams to get in. Or 13 if they win the SEC tournament.
13?
13. 12 is the record. The Big East set it in.
Oh, I didn't even know that. 12?
Yeah.
Wow.
Big East said it when the Big East was really rolling.
Lunardi has 13 in.
Was
You
it
just mentioned
when,
that.
how many teams were in the Big East?
They were loaded. I think maybe 16.
No, I'm talking about, okay,
16, 17, 18,
Total.
somewhere like that, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Like the SEC.
Right.
Now.
Mm-hmm. But that's difficult to do, man. So if they get 13, they would break the record. 12,
There's
they would
no
tie the
way.
record. That'd be crazy, ain't it?
That would be crazy.
But if like you're saying,
you would have to have somebody win the SEC tournament that wasn't
yeah,
gonna
like
get it.
LSU, South Carolina, or Arkansas.
Right.
And Arkansas could,
That might happen.
they could do it.
But even like South Carolina, like we talked about all these close games with highly ranked teams that they've had.
They've lost three games by one possession.
Yeah.
Against ranked opponents. At home and on the road. Got to be able to finish.
13 teams. So, yeah.
I gave you the 3 that wouldn't get in.
And like Oklahoma, for example, 14-4, they're 1-4 in the SEC.
Yeah.
But then LSU, Arkansas, and South Carolina are a combined 2-15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those are the 3. And they'll just
like if one of them get hot though in these next couple of games, and they can get anybody can get right up under 500, they'll get an opportunity to get in. They got to get hot though. They're making it a little tougher on themselves.
615-737-1045. Just a crazy stat. 119 minutes and 14 seconds out of 120 minutes, and those 3 teams go 0-3. That was some drama last night.
Mm-hmm.
Again, coming up tonight, Vanderbilt hosting Arkansas in women's basketball at 6:30. Vanderbilt favored by 23.5 coming off that big win against Tennessee. And the Lady Vols play at number 7, Texas. 7 o'clock on ESPN. Tennessee, a 14.5-point underdog.
Texas good.
In that game. Y'all want to hear what these guys said about Levis?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is this Borgonzi on 3HL talking about Will Levis? Right here.
I think that's an ongoing process right now, but we're going to give Will every opportunity. I went into Kentucky that year. Will came out. He's got a lot of physical tools. He hasn't had a lot of stability in terms of coordinators at this point. He changed them at Kentucky. He's had 2 different ones now in the NFL. So, you need to give these young quarterbacks a chance and give them a little stability to learn the system that they're in, because usually the big growth happens after year 2 when you're in the system. So I'm going into this with an open mind, and we're going to evaluate everything though.
That did not make a lot of people in the chat happy yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, just keep in mind, you got to say that. Clean slate. I mean, it's day 1, like clean slate, whatever. Callahan said to A to Z Sports, or no, Brinker said to RK Dub, Will have an opportunity to compete for the job.
Yeah.
Which is as we sit here on January 23rd. Now, what do? They draft a quarterback 1?
Yeah.
There's probably not a quarterback battle. They go get a veteran free agent bridge guy, there's probably not a quarterback battle.
I'm not sure
as
how
we sit here right now.
I'm not sure how it can be a quarterback battle. Whoever you're going to get is going to start.
That's what I'm saying. Agree.
Regardless if it's in free agency, draft, man off the street.
If you get a rookie, though, give him a year.
Yeah, that would be, yeah.
Or at least give him some time.
Okay, my only thing with that is that...
I loved Borgonzi talking about what they did with Jaden in D.C.
Yeah.
How they eased him in.
He said he didn't throw the ball down the field the first couple of games.
Yep.
It was all line of scrimmage
And
throws.
you saw it.
Bubble screens.
All right, everybody.
Oh, here we go.
You got something?
Yeah, I most definitely got something. Listen.
I'm sticking to my Kirk Cousins.
I want to. I'm cool with that.
But
this is all. No, yeah.
The Achilles guy?
No, I'm cool with her standing on it.
Yes.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, this is what the plan was for Will Levis walking into this year.
It's true.
When we talked to Brian Callahan, his offense is get the ball out quick, get it to the guy. You got running backs you can dump it off to. Got a couple tight ends you can hit. He wasn't hitting them. So, Jaden Daniels, the Heisman Trophy winner, with Cliff Kingsbury, bought into what he wanted him to do until he told him, big dog, you got it. Everybody's biting on it. Let it go downfield. And he let it go. And then everything started to, come into form. Yeah. On our hand, Will Levis couldn't wait. Although in the Chicago game, like we said, it was dink and dunk, the running game taking us down. He's hitting them when we need to. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, wait, what about me? Did y'all forget I was back here? Watch this. Nobody's there. Go down on your knees. King Cobra. And then there we go.
What in the actual?
That's the
King Cobra.
And then it all went downhill. So he tried to do that. They tried to do the dink and dunk, get the ball out of his hands quick. He wouldn't buy into it.
Let me ask you this. Can some of that blame be put on Brian Callahan in his first year as a head coach and an offensive coordinator calling the plays, maybe trying to do too much early with Will Levis, maybe not figuring it out?
Yes, but it was right there for him.
Y'all are leading into beautiful audio from Callahan.
Let us
where
grow
he talks
together.
About all of this.
Okay, we'll get it.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
You want to hear it?
Absolutely.
All right, this is Cut 11 stuff where Callahan talked about what went wrong with Levis in 2024, and I believe he starts with what he thought he was going to get from Levis before the season. Let's hear it.
No, I think it's one of those things that you just, Will's in a new system, a new way of doing things. A lot of, everything about Will in the offseason portion was encouraging in the sense that he was getting a new system down, handling the verbiage, the play calls, the process, the huddle. All that was good. You see Will's physical talent. He's big and strong and tough. He could throw the ball. And I thought he had a pretty strong training camp. And I think when you watch how he started the Chicago game, that's what I saw. That's what I thought we were capable of being. And even in the Jets game, he did some good things as we moved the ball down the field and against a good defense, especially at that time. I mean, they were damn good early in the season when they were healthy.
Had the
lead and we moved the ball
in the league when they fired Saleh, which changed quickly.
Yeah, and that's who they were. That's who they were the last couple of years. I mean, it's a tough defense, and Chicago was a good defense. So we played two good defenses early, and there was some things about how he operated that was encouraging. And then, I think the offensive line play affected him. We weren't good enough up front, so kind of hits, takes a ton of sacks, and then it sort of spirals from there. And ultimately, when you win 3 games, nothing was good enough, but certainly we weren't good enough at the quarterback spot over the course of the season to be in position to win more games than 3.
All right.
I got another one, too.
Hold on. Before you even go to the next one.
Yeah.
This is what I'm telling you.
Please.
Yeah. This is what we're talking about. So, if I'm playing the game, I'm in basketball. I'm related to basketball. And they bring me in, Slay, we need you to hit the boards and be down low and have a presence offensively. That's all we need for you. We got somebody that can stretch the floor at the 4 spot. He can stay up there around the perimeter, go inside every now and then. We got a guard that's going to go pick and roll with you, get you the ball. We got 2 shooters on the wing. You're going to get them open. You're going to have a lot of room to go down there and go to work. Then, after the first 2 games, I got 18 and 12. 18 points, 12 rebounds. Next game, I got 20 points, 10 rebounds. Now it's so easy and it's working, but what about what I've been working on? I got to show y'all I can shoot the 3. I know, I got to get, y'all got to let me get the ball and bring it on the fast break and, get down low and, kick it back out and go out there to the perimeter and start expanding my game. Why, Slay? When it's working, we got you right here. We're going to get to that point. But me being, I just can't wait. I'm impatient. So now I want to show y'all what this deep ball look like. Now I want to show you what it look like when I drift a little bit, then I roll out to the right and I can hit guys on the move. But I can show when I can pump fake. He liked that little thing. It was beautiful last year when he was doing it. Freezing the safety, then going deep.
With his shoulder.
Yeah, let me show y'all I can do that again. I know this is a different.
Because safeties always read the front shoulder.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Your point.
He's a watch this guy. That is for sure.
And that's all I'm saying. Yeah. So that's what. So when you say it worked with Jaden Daniels, it could have worked maybe with Will Levis, maybe to a lesser degree, but
didn't y'all find it really interesting what Callahan said? Like, I mean, if you really listen to what he said, y'all have said from time to time that Levis fooled us. That's exactly what Callahan just said.
Yep.
Yeah.
That he was fooled by the offseason training camp in the beginning of the Bears game.
Him sticking to the script. We came with a script at every practice. He stuck with it so much so that I was like,
and he
damn.
just lost it.
So then you combine that with the first cut that we played where he's talking about traits he looks for in a quarterback, and he's talking about how does the nervous system work. He said, I know this is going to sound funny, but how does the nervous system work? Can you stay calm? Decision-making, timing, accuracy, everything he laid out was not what Will is, unfortunately for Will.
How does their brain and body respond to those stressors?
Right. So I think this is a fascinating piece by Easton Freeze with A to Z Sports. And again, the entire 90-minute thing is going to drop tomorrow at 8 a.m. Here's one more that I want to get in here before we go to something else. Callahan to A to Z Sports. Did Levis no. Yeah, 12, right, Zeph? Did Levis feel like an imperfect fit in Callahan's offense? Listen to Brian Callahan.
Well, at the end of the day, it's my job to find a way to fit that the right way.
Sure.
And we did things that I tried to play as many strengths as Will had, and some of that's the deep play action, 3-level throws, things where you got, but the problem with that is now you got to hold the ball, and so we were in a little bit of a juxtaposition of trying to maintain some of those deep down the field throws, the play action where you got time to sort of see things develop versus having to get the ball out, and having to play a style of offense that relies on timing because we don't have a lot of time. And so how do we best get the ball out of our hands? And that's probably not, what Will's strengths are. Will's, not a precision timing passer at this point, and he's a young player. Those are the things you develop over time. But that's where we were in a bit of a pickle, is that we're trying to protect the line and trying to make sure we get the ball out so we don't take negative plays, and you're mixing that with what Will does well, which is throw the ball down the field. And it takes time to get down the field. You have to protect to get down the field. And I thought we did at times a really nice job, and then at other times it was not nearly good enough. And that to me is the biggest difference, is that we were trying to deal with a couple of different issues. Again, not just Will in terms of what he does and what he does well, but we were sort of caught in between. And I think that did Will a bit of a disservice too, to not be able to play to his strengths. So again, not trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, if you will. It was more trying to manage where our deficiencies were offensively and try to best put us in position to have success. And is that necessarily Will's strengths at this moment? No, Will's strengths is being able to get down the field and throw balls deep and deep sail routes and post routes and comebacks and things like that. And we had to manage both of those things at the same time, which I think was challenging both for us offensively and for Will.
He's flat out explaining why Will Levis is not the right quarterback for his system. I mean, flat out. And it goes back to some of the things that we were talking about during the season. And when people were harshly critical of Brian Callahan as a play caller, you have to kind of push back on that a little bit, in my opinion, because of everything he just said, which he didn't say during the season. He said it right there to A to Z Sports, is it affects you as a play caller knowing that you have an offensive line that's going to get your quarterback killed. So you have to kind of pick those shots. And that's the strength of the quarterback, and you can't call those plays very often.
What he just told you is that Will Levis is not good.
No.
Period.
No, it affects you.
That's not his strength. His strength is not accuracy or decision-making or timing. Those aren't his strengths. His strength is just throwing the ball down the field.
Post routes, sail routes, comebacks. He went to detail.
You writing me day in and day out about why I can't teach baby Babs and why she can't get ahead in school and learn the lesson. And I keep on telling you, why don't you come in and watch the class where they don't see you? And now you see me having to deal with little Timmy over here that keeps on acting up, which is the offensive line. Or the timing being off from the receivers, maybe doing their own thing. Now you look back at Baby Babs, you're like, yeah, but she's doing what she's supposed to do. But now I got to keep on showing you I don't even have time to teach her because I'm worried about the O-line. I'm worried about the timing of the play. I'm worried about what's going on, who's getting hit. And I'm worried about also, is Will going to trip out and say, oh, let me throw it deep. No, you can't. Everybody just follow the curriculum and everything's going to be done right. So now when you walk away in our next parent-teacher conference, you're going to be like, whoa, I did not know you were dealing with this much.
Yep.
He just explained
This
that.
is why you can't help my kid.
Right. You wonder why we can't get Baby Babs the ball. Because all this other stuff going on that I had no clue was the problem. I don't know what my tight end is doing. I don't know what my receiver out here doing. I don't know when my running backs want the ball. Lord forbid I got to keep looking at the offensive line. And now the person that I need to trust the most that handles the ball is having to watch this moments. Come on, man.
615-737-1045. Callahan just laying it out there, man.
That was...
All right, how beautiful is that? That we have a head coach, an NFL head coach that's willing to explain everything as best he can.
I don't even know what else. That was it.
We'll be right back.
Jeez.
Have you ever thought about having wireless service and internet from the same provider? Yeah, how great would that be? Well, guess what? You can do it with Xfinity now and Xfinity Mobile. If you need your mobile plan to keep you connected while not feeling like it's draining your bank account to afford it, then go ahead and switch to Xfinity and Xfinity Mobile. Home with the 10G network, the future starts now. One of the fastest growing mobile services with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. You can get a line per month for $30 with unlimited data when you get 2 lines. And they also have mobile plans starting at just $15 a month. So go ahead and give Xfinity a call and jump in on this Xfinity Mobile. Switch to Xfinity Mobile, rated #1 in quality, #1 in value. Go to Xfinity.com, call them at 1-800-XFINITY, or just pop in and visit a store today.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Zeph's on a salt and pepper run right now.
Well, Dawn didn't like the last one I played, so I figured I'd try
This
again.
one's not much better.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all want to know the funny thing about Dawn falling in the pool? Trying to break up the ice in her pool when she falls in?
What?
Nothing.
It happened yesterday. How
How
have you not told us this until live on the air?
It was me being dumb, and I didn't want to. I don't like to spread the dumb things that I do.
I mean, we're all real people. We all do dumb things. We're human, man. There was one perfect person.
If America's Funniest Home Videos had like the perfect subject to follow around, based on what Dawn has told us in the last 6 months, 2 months, really.
Yeah, because the backing over
what Babs was 6 months ago?
the backing over the basketball goals happened a while ago.
Well, remember
And
she
that
had,
happens to everybody.
remember she had the animals all in her attic.
Oh,
that went
I forgot
after
about that.
What
Then the
about
mice in the pantry?
the mice in the
Remember that little
pantry.
mouse?
Yep.
It was one little booger.
she killed a snake by rolling over it in her car in her garage.
You sure did. That was
See
recent.
that?
She had a groundhog that had one eye missing, so he ran around in circles.
He did 360s trying to see
He
it.
was awesome. He was so fat too.
She had moles in her yard that the dogs would murder.
No, bunnies.
Yeah, it was
Oh, bunnies.
bunnies. Yeah.
So I had to put like little makeshift fences up and take them away at night so Mama could get in to feed them.
She fell down her stairs and hit her head.
Yeah, concussion.
Straight busted it open.
Still went to work.
Oh, I sound like a disaster.
Destroyed the mailbox. Not even with the front or the back of her truck, with the side panel.
I don't think I'm a disaster in my head, but I think
You're
I
not.
might be
You're
a
not, Babs.
disaster.
You know why? You know why? Because tell the people what Baby Babs told you the other night when you was putting her to sleep.
Oh, y'all, this is the best.
I haven't even heard this.
This is a good one.
I may or may not have teared up just a bit.
I've never seen you tear up about
Yeah, that's why I said this is
So
great.
anybody that has kids, or if you don't have kids, age 4, 5 is the absolute
Nieces,
best.
nephews, all that.
Yes,
Yep.
like they're not a-holes yet. You've like gotten past the true a-hole, like terrible 2, 3s.
It's not terrible 2. It's really terrible 3.
It's really
Yeah.
terrible 3s.
Yeah.
And they're like still sweet. You know what I mean? At 4 and 5. So I was putting her to bed. We read our little books before we went to bed. And she said, she hugged me and cuddled up to me. I was laying in bed with her and she said, "Mommy, I just love you so much." And I said, "Oh, baby, I love you so much." I said, "I am so lucky to be your mommy." And she said, "I'm so lucky that you're the big boss."
Take that harder.
That's multiple times
like-
that Hadley has called her the big boss.
This is amazing. Of course, I immediately grabbed my phone and text my husband. I'm like, she just called me the big boss.
The first time she called you the big boss wasn't even to you. It was to Travis. Mommy's the boss.
Mommy's the big boss.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm so lucky you're the big boss. I'm like, oh my gosh, this child.
I love it.
Let's go to Woodbury. Little Jesse in Woodbury. Little Jesse, what's up?
Hey, Don. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I just need to ask Mr. Slay something.
Okay.
Mr. Slay?
Yes, ma'am. Talk to me.
What I'm wondering is, how did it feel to be spanked around by the doors?
That is terrifying how well you could do that voice.
Dude, listen. Little Jesse.
I was like, this might be an adult, but this is really terrifying.
Yeah. First of all, he made everything cool by speaking to you first. Then just come on in for the kill. That's what's. Hey man, listen, y'all. That was well deserved. Y'all went out there. I knew it going into it, dog.
Good.
We
I thought the
talked
front,
about it on Friday
front
before
court
the game.
could be the advantage for the Vols, but Jalen Carey had a different point to be made. Man, he was a man possessed. Jason Edwards hitting the shots that he did. I thought the epitome of the game, the move of the game, was Tyler Tanner picking Zakai Ziegler right when he crossed half court and going down to get the layup. I was like, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's being focused, being attention to details, and everybody being who they are. So, now salute to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all and the lady doors, man. They handle business that weekend too. I wanted to give a shout out to Candace Story Lee, but I wanted to do it nationally also because I don't think anybody. They don't understand what she's doing for their program over there. It's taking a minute. You know what I mean? She has to make some tough decisions, stood on them with Clark Lee, also with Shea Ralph being able to get a big victory, and then the change for Byington and for Stackhouse. Like, especially in a crowded SEC, to get a win like that against a top 10 opponent, that's a feather in the cap, man. That's definitely going to help y'all go in the NCAA tournament. No question.
Did I saw on a chat board somewhere that somebody said that Coach Kim had her baby?
Did she?
I don't know.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's not out there. I mean,
think
Tennessee hasn't said anything, nothing like that.
I think January 28th was the due date.
I mean, we're close.
I mean, Kim Mulkey said she hoped that she would have it right on the floor and she would help deliver it.
That was weird.
She is weird.
She's odd. I mean,
in a fun way.
Check out the attire on her, you know. I will say that Kim Mulkey, dress like Kim Mulkey game always goes hard.
Yeah.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
DSB, wow. Vandyman AD, wow.
Yeah, that was creepy.
DHB, arrest that guy.
Look, Vandyman like that. Woo, anchor down.
Yeah.
Dylan in Hermitage. Dylan, what's up?
Hey, Slay, I got a couple things for you. You are an aficionado of gambling and drinking.
Oh, I like it. Thank you.
Are you going to put that on his tombstone at some point?
All right, so I have a couple things that I noticed last week watching football.
Okay.
Tony Romo says impose their will way too much.
I noticed the same thing. That's funny.
I don't know if there's going to be a prop bet on impose their will by Tony Romo this week, but if there isn't, it could certainly be a drinking game. And the people would be smashed up by the end of that game.
I'm going to have to look into that one.
You know who else said it? It's funny. Same day, Bill Cowher during the pregame show kept saying impose your will. Like, that just turned into a thing all day long.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, that's just something I wanted to throw out there. If you can make some money on it, Slay, do it, buddy.
I appreciate it, man. You put that in the parlay. I like that.
Appreciate it. Oh, man. 5 o'clock hour coming up. Big Savagery. Ramon Foster at 5:20. More 3HL as we roll through. 104.5 The Zone broadcasting live from New Orleans at Radio Row. Tune in as we talk with tons of special guests that you won't hear anywhere else. February 5th through the 7th. Our Radio Row coverage is brought to you by Rude, who is proud to partner locally with Roscoe Brown. For more information or to listen on demand, visit 1045thezone.com. If it's football time, it is scoreboard time. Where are you catching the playoffs this Sunday? Scoreboard Opry is where you need to be. Scoreboard Opry near Opry Mills Mall in Donaldson is open late and always warm. Come check out their brand new football menus with new food and drink items that are sure to impress anyone. With tons of TVs on their huge heated deck, there's not a bad seat in the house. Are you ready for some fun this weekend? There's no better place to kick off the weekend than Scoreboard Bar and Grill. Catch the best live music, never pay a cover charge, tons of free parking, the largest selection of Bushwhackers, coldest beer, and absolutely delicious food. Scoreboard Opry is your weekend headquarters. Whether it's for the music, the games, or the great vibes, Scoreboard Opry has everything you need for the perfect weekend. And don't forget to catch the Spasmatics every Sunday at 4 o'clock. Scoreboard Bar and Grill.
Good evening. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. Plot twist in the NFL as Bucs offensive coordinator Liam Cohen has been speaking with the Jaguars in person for their head coach job, and he is a key candidate to be the next coach in Jacksonville, according to Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. Just days after agreeing to a massive extension in Tampa, he may find himself a head coach job that he could not refuse after the Jags decided to move on from general manager Balky. Also in the NFL news, the AP NFL award finalists were announced earlier today. For MVP, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Lamar Jackson, all named in that finalist group. And for the AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brock Bowers, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, and Brian Thomas Jr., making 3 LSU rookies in that group. Tonight, number 17, Tennessee Lady Vols head on the road to face number 7, Texas at the Moody Center. Lady Vols are looking to bounce back after a 1-point loss to Vanderbilt last Sunday. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. on ESPN. For your foundation repair, whatever needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once in your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty with you on a beautiful evening in the Music City. Chill. Dude, it's almost Friday.
Let go.
Friday.
Let go.
Babsy's here, and I think you've had a different beanie every day.
I have.
Whoa, Babsy.
That's right.
Where you getting all these beanies from?
Over the years.
The beanie drawer.
I do
That's
have
what I was
there's
gonna
a
say. I was
whole
just about to
basket
say.
in the laundry room right when
Really?
you walk out the door full of beanies.
Do you put them up during the summer?
Yes.
Yeah. How about, hey, props to me for noticing. How about that?
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the summer are the pool towels that are sitting in a bin. Everything's organized.
That's
Everything has a place.
that's too organized for me.
What's that, Zeph?
I said, did the pool towels fall in the pool too?
Wow.
Hopefully you couldn't see that, right?
Just an outstretched arm, that's all.
With a solitary expression.
You're number one.
Yes, you are.
It's just a question.
Well, that was just an answer.
I think you're funny.
What's funny is when she does that, she has really long fingers. So when she
you're funny.
flips you off, I just did it in front of the camera. I mean, it's a really long finger. Like it's an exclamation point flip off.
I did not flip anybody off.
Yeah,
I don't know
Babsy
what you're
would never
talking
do a
about. I would
thing like
never do
that.
that.
Like that.
Slay, what do you think?
About
It's been a fun show, an educational show. Thanks to A to Z Sports. Callahan
I'm really looking forward to the entire, 90 minutes?
90 minutes.
When does it come out?
8 a.m.
Tomorrow morning.
on their YouTube channel tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Because here's the deal.
Brian Callahan just letting loose.
Good or bad, I don't think Brian Callahan has much of a filter. He's very transparent. He's very honest. I don't think he can lie very well. I mean, well, we know he can because he did in the press conference saying he never talked to Amy.
He didn't, though.
Well, it wasn't
The question was, have you talked with her this morning? And he said no.
Because he didn't talk to her.
And then
that
we
morning.
found out that he had talked with Amy on Saturday before the Texans game and then talked with Brinker on Monday.
Right. You're right. It wasn't a lie.
If the question would have been asked differently, he would have answered differently.
I'm going to start thinking before
Have you
I
talked to Amy, period?
Because I would have just messed
At
it
this
all
point
up.
in your life, this is what you come to grips with
I'm
this?
going to start thinking a little bit.
Before I answer?
Nah, that's overrated.
Yeah. Like when you do the sleigh ride in Knoxville,
Yeah.
you just go start thinking before you answer Josh's question?
Yeah, let me think about that.
Josh, that's a good question. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll go over real well.
Put the people on hold for a second.
Man,
You think?
I turned on, my TV was on SEC Network from last night. And so I turned it on and Fine Bulb's on. And I mean, Alabama fan is losing their, at least out. Okay.
No, I think you're right.
Alabama fan that calls into Feinbaum is losing their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so this guy, I think his name was John. He called in like 2:15 or whatever. He was hot. They should have never hired DeBoer. That staff is awful. I mean, just went on and on. And so Feinbaum goes, Feinbaum's so funny because like he just stays completely calm in the thing. Like he's Walter Cronkite with the craziness going on his show. But he goes, John, do you think there's apathy within the Alabama fan base? And John goes, the hell does that mean?
Just playing into the stereotype.
He didn't say that, but he said something like that.
But
like I'm paraphrasing.
They were lighting them up, though. Like,
but then
Tuesday?
The very next caller, same thing. I mean.
Well, at least it shifted back because it was all Ohio State callers calling on Tuesday.
Letting him have it.
Man, what? SEC this, SEC that. It's the Big Ten.
Big Ten's on top of the college football mountain. There's no way around that.
Mm-hmm.
They've won the last two with two different teams, and the SEC hasn't even been in the game.
Yep.
They gave us snow, and they took football away.
It's true.
Well, it's not like the SEC disappeared. I mean.
It's okay. They took our football national championships away.
Better start getting some retention with players and rosters. That would help.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that Jags news that I mentioned in my sports update?
What Jags news that you mentioned?
That would require us listening to your sports update.
That's also true, but it's okay. I'll tell you again.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
So you guys know how Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Bucs, declined to be the head coach of Jacksonville because of Trent Baalke, and then they fired Trent Baalke the next day.
Yep.
Well, now Liam Cohen is back in the mix for a head coach, showing, hey, he just wanted Trent Baalke gone. And I think that's really funny and shows how bad of a show Shad Khan is running down there in Jacksonville.
Shiano show.
Well, and the other two, like once that happened, the other two candidates were the former defensive coordinator of the Raiders and the former Jets coach, Robert Saleh.
Which now I think it's down to Saleh and Cohen to be the next head coach in Jacksonville. I know Cohen's got an interview tomorrow, I believe, and so does Saleh. So we shall see.
So it's NFL rumors season, obviously. Did we intro Slay? I forgot.
Yeah.
We did. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the building.
You are in the building. Mm-hmm. It is NFL rumors season, so I don't know what to do with this.
Lying season.
Lying season,
That's what
rumors.
we like to call
Yes, that's right. So I don't know what to do with this.
Because there's a whole lot of bunk that comes out.
But apparently.
Carry on.
From Adam Schefter on WEEI Sports. Is that Boston? I think EEI is Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans are interested in Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter or Colorado cornerback wide receiver Travis Hunter at number 1 and are not as interested in taking a quarterback, which is interesting because the GM was just hired. And he's been on the job one day, so I don't know how you would know that. But that's out there.
Mm.
There's also a rumor that Big Jeff could get traded to the New England Patriots. Bring me all the drama.
Oh, we're going to get it.
99.9% of it fake.
Yeah.
You don't think it's nothing in there?
Which one?
Big Joe.
Oh, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure Vrabel is saying, hey, let's talk to the Titans. Let's go get Big Jeff. I'm sure.
Wouldn't you if you were him?
Absolutely. But
also, I think
I think the Titans are going to deal Big Jeff? No.
I don't either, but I also think when you win 3 games and you shake up the front office, anything's possible.
That's true. And you're in need of draft capital?
Right.
I mean, how much of these rumors are we really going to take stock in? Because we literally just heard the Titans' new general manager talk about how when he was in Kansas City, they put out a fake rumor that they're going to draft a guy who went 31st overall. Like, who's to stop him from coming here and saying...
How funny was that? Because he just slipped that through and talking about something else.
His laugh was
He's like,
so genuine.
We floated that we were going to take Reuben Foster at 10.
Who's to stop him from coming in here and saying, oh, the Titans are going to sign this free agent and that free agent. Oh, no, they're going to trade this player and that player. Oh, wait, no, they're going to draft this player and that player. Like, I don't know. He just kind of like made me not be able to believe anything he says until
here's the thing, though.
After the draft.
Here's the thing for me, though. It's so much fun. For me, like y'all know, I always say this: sports is entertainment. This is maybe the most entertaining like couple of months in the sports calendar to me. outside of game watching, but just the drama. It's like old soap operas. You know? There's a lot of stuff being thrown around.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
I get it.
615-737-1045. Gator Mike has been trying to get in and talk about his Gators. Gator Mike, what's up, man? You have a heart attack last night?
Oh, dude, I was sweating. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're going to get their first W against us. But like Ron says, the SEC road environment, you just never know. Plus, they were shooting lights out, weren't they, Ron? They're banking in threes. Yep. They had a couple of dudes that averaged only like 8 points a game. They were averaging like 17 or 18, that Davis guy and so forth. But again, they pulled it out. You know what helped out, Ron, was when he switched to that 1-2-1-1.
The press, yeah.
They got a couple of, they flipped the court, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but Brent, thanks for playing that, or talking about the Javon Curse. Obviously one of the Gator legends that came out, and obviously did well for the Titans. But, yeah, that Sealand story was always crazy. I mean, he had stuff like that at Florida. I used to hear stuff all the time, too. So.
Absolutely.
And it's all true.
And it's all true.
Yep.
Some sort of it. Yep.
It was crazy.
Hey, Ron.
Real quick, Gator Mike. In 1998, in the Sean Bryson run against Florida, where he just went right up the middle for like 50 yards, watching Javon Curse run behind him is, I mean, he's chasing a running back, and this guy's 6'4", 265. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. I remember, I think Blaine told a couple of stories where he'd like outrun guys in practice, like the DBs, and he's like going, how the heck is he doing that? How big he is, you know? But, Ron, I didn't get the call because I told him while you were out, I was out with pneumonia. Because, I didn't get the call about the 30 burger we put on y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, you gave us props on SEC Network. I reached out to you on Twitter. You called it like you saw it. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he picked Florida to win that game. Also, Gator Mike, too much time's gone by. You can't bring up the 30 burger anymore.
It's okay.
I just tell Ron, how it is.
I'm just kidding.
It's all good, Brett.
I let it. It's the same thing though. I let it slide with Missouri and Caleb Grill. Put y'all on the grill down there. So I mean, it is.
Oh, dude, man. Hey, but I thought Murray Bones was going to do the same thing last night.
They stopped giving him the ball. That was the problem. Like if it's a conversation to be had with them, Zach Davis was on fire for South Carolina, shooting way above his average. But you took Colin Murray Boyles out of the game by not giving him the ball, so they played right into your hands. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then also too those. Yeah, take care.
Gator Mike was going to go. He was about
to go again. Yeah.
My boy was ready.
You just cut him
I like
off.
that. He want to talk about his Gators,
down,
baby.
Mayor.
Yeah.
Gator Mike knows how this works.
Top 10 team right there, yours.
Look, Big Savage Ramon Foster's coming in. I'm not going to get in his way, but X in Lebanon, I got to get in here because he said you owe him dinner. X, what's up?
What's up? Long time no talk. How y'all doing?
What up, X? It's been a minute.
It's been a good minute. You owe me a good dinner, too, Mr. Slade.
But what I do now?
No, because listen, I ain't talked to y'all since Tennessee got embarrassed at Ohio.
Yeah.
And me, I don't know if y'all remember, but I called in and I said I was going to be on my Ryan Slade shenanigans.
Yeah.
I got on my Ryan Slade shenanigans. I got kicked out the restaurant. So they asked me why I did what I did. And I said, well, I kind of got on board with this guy named Ryan Slade. He kind of gets hectic, around because I came to one of the Titans pregame. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling real good. I had some of that good brown water in me. Man, I missed the whole meal. So I was like, Mr. Slade owe me a good dinner.
Don't worry. I'll make it up. Come to one of the Buffalo Wild Wings next year, and I got you, dog.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Say no more.
Before y'all let me go, Miss Dawn, I believe we play Auburn this weekend in basketball. I'm gonna call in on Monday and let you know how it goes.
Let's go.
Thank you, X.
Appreciate it, X.
Man,
Do we have a bet?
Yeah, we like.
Hey, Dawn, who do you
supposed to do that this week?
Davenport, who are you for this weekend?
You better delete that drop so fast.
For those that don't know, Auburn is playing Tennessee, and Dawn Davenport played volleyball at Auburn. However, she thinks Tennessee's going to win, right?
Stop it.
And college game day. This is college game. Uh-oh.
Here she comes.
Yep. He locked the door.
With the quickness, too. I've never seen Zeph move that fast.
He was
Davenport. Listen.
She's going to break that lock.
She's been in an icy pool, man. She's like superhero.
And survived.
I think I'm going in the icy pool next.
Absolutely.
Well, we better take a break because I don't know what's about to happen. All right, Big Savagery coming up next. Stay tuned. Ramon Foster from RK Dub next.
Look at Babsy.
She can't get in.
Me and Babs got to come up with a bet. Y'all stay tuned for that. Kellum Stem Cell Institute right now, though. Holistic stem cell therapy brought to you. Get this inflammation out of your body. That's the pain that, it thrives. I'm telling you. And it's going to be there. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, but you do have something to fight it. Your body, your cells, your solution. Your body stem cells are harvested and stored for future and continued use. So to knock that little inflammation out of your body that you know is going to be there, it's going to derive, and it comes from autoimmune disorders. You cannot fight it. But you do have the opportunity to go battle it and get it out of the way by going to see KellumStemCellInstitute.com. All you got to do is give them a shout. 615-850-4415. Give them a call, man. Set up your consultation today. I promise you, you will not regret it. I did it. Knee, hip, shoulder, all of it. Feeling terrific. I am telling you right now, you better go do it. 615-850-4415. It's the one and only KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Did you ever get back in the studio over there to get Zeph?
I did not, but do it again, and I got a key. From our
cool.
IT guru, Ian, hooked me up. I now have a key to your little safe haven in
so
there.
If you just tuned
Zeph.
in, Zeph was playing the Go Vols thing that he got from Dawn one day.
Don't get in trouble in his little war room.
And I might have instigated a little bit by saying, who's
Just for
gonna win
reference, this is what it sounds like.
Go Vols. Zeph?
Well, you're playing it with fire at this point, son.
I have to give the
Auburn
audience a
plays
reference. We're an audio
Tennessee
company.
Yeah.
in basketball.
Right. So
We need a bet.
We do.
Auburn plays Tennessee in
y'all
basketball.
hit us up with a bet.
Saturday at 7:30. Who does Babsy think is going to win?
War Eagle! Hey.
What about that pie to the face thing that we got tweeted at earlier?
No.
That's boring.
Loser
man.
gets pie to the face.
That's just
That's for. Oh, Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey are together.
They are. I saw that.
Yeah. I've been meaning to tell you that.
Oh, look, squirrel.
Circus is in town.
Jeez.
No, because the pie in the
This
face
show.
reminded me of the circus and the clowns.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
The
I
circus is in
wasn't
town.
on your.
So the Preds have gone west.
I got a different wavelength over here.
Yes, because the circus is in.
Yep.
Slay definitely did some gymnastics to get to that, but
Yes. I didn't follow.
So the circus would go to Chicago, and they'd have like 2 weeks at the United Center or something. So the Bulls would go out of town. Joe Kim Noah one time was asked about the circus trip, and he's like, "Well, I mean, it's a fun trip. I wouldn't call it a circus."
There you go. Yo, Kim.
Can you imagine Joe Kim and those Gator teams even, but those Bulls teams too?
Yeah. It was loaded. CJ was on those teams.
Circus trip. I wouldn't call it a
CJ
circus.
Watson.
It's fun. CJ Watson was on that team. Yep. 615-737-1045, always a number. Pink Savagery, Ramon Foster joins us now. Ramon, what up?
Hey, not much, man. Can I get out a real quick little history lesson real quick, man?
Yes, sir.
Go.
So Zeph played that song right there by the big timers called Stay Fly. Y'all ever known like how legends are just like legends and people that speak about folks before you even see like how big of a legend they are? So I'll never forget, man, my freshman, sophomore year up at UT, man. And even before then, like that song right there was very popular, Stay Fly, with the Gucci suit and the Gator boots, okay? Y'all want to hear something that's so cold, man, when I got on campus? So my fraternity, dog, Kappa Alpha Psi, Mu Rho, okay, shout out to the Nukes in Knoxville, okay? They said there was like a fashion show or something that was going on. And y'all want to know who won that contest?
Who won the fashion show?
Ronald Sylvester Slate. Because you know why? You know why? He came out on stage with that song playing, from what I heard, with a full length, like full made up Gucci suit on. Now, I ain't saying he had an NIL, okay? But what I'm telling you is this. You don't get freshmen on the campus unless you was Ron Slade and that clean, man. I just got to give flowers what they do. Hey, Don, Mayor, Zeph, like a legend on the campuses. On the campus at Tennessee, man, before I even got there. So, man, Zeph, thank you for playing that song. That made my evening much better. And I'm glad the world know that Ron Slay had NIL, because we can say it now. Way before.
We can say it now.
That's right.
What happened?
It's clear now, right?
Slade on, what happened to that Gucci suit?
I'm
What?
telling y'all
Yeah.
right now, man.
Where'd you get that Gucci
this
suit?
dude
And where
here-
did it go?
This dude here something else, man. Like, I don't know.
Tell me the Kappa's
Is this a
line.
true
Tell
story?
me the Kappa's-
This is how it went down, Babsy. Well, all that happened was the Kappas real big on our campus at the time. So they were having this was in the spring. They were having a auction, and a step show, and like a fashion show. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, they were like, would you be in it? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be in it. But I'm only being in it if I get to make the interest that I want to make it. It was like, all right, cool. We'll bring you last. So at this time, I had the Escalade, you know what I mean, on 22s. You know, this was pretty dope, you know what I mean, coming through. And this song had just came out. So I said, all right. So I had the Gucci suit probably in the fall because I was going to wear it to a game. But instead of wearing it to the game, I was wearing throwback jerseys. And that time, I wore a throwback. So I had the Gucci suit just sitting in my closet. So I said, you know what? This would be the perfect time. So I put the Gucci suit on. When this song came out, the jacket had a undershirt, which is, you know, the Tina Turner undershirt, and then the Timberland boots on. So when I pull up, I had three 12s in my Escalade. So it was gonna beat subwoofers. And I had.
Wait, is that what you had, Babs? 312? Babs had a box.
I had a kicker 15.
She had a kicker. Yeah, Babs was kicking too. Now Babs wasn't playing. She's savage too, Dree. That's all I'm telling you. So check it. I pull up
in the Saturn.
I pull up, and I got the 6x9s in the roof. I got 4 6x9s in the roof, so I'm beating. Pull up to the campus pub right there behind Wendy's. Put the CD in, and I got it turned all the way up, so they know I'm outside. I'm beating it. You know what I mean? So when I walk in, I was like, hey, y'all got to play this one song for me. And that's the only way I'm going on stage. It was like, we ain't got the song yet. So I went and got the CD, gave the DJ the CD, put it on, and that song started playing. Gator Boots. Walked on stage, shut it down, won the auction. Like, I had the highest bidder. And then I told them, y'all keep the money. I'm taking everybody, all the... Yeah, I can say it. I can take. So it was a couple of AKAs. Right there. I said, I'm taking all y'all with the winnings. Y'all keep the winnings. I'm paying for us to go to Copper Cellar to eat. Because Wednesdays was ladies' nights. You know what I mean? So I took about 8 AKAs over there at Deltas. You know what I mean? Having a good time.
So, Moan, real quick, Wizzy came in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
Good time, Wiz.
Which is perfect timing.
College days.
College days. I'm a married man now,
in
man.
college, when he comes out in the fashion show in the Gucci suit.
Hey, man.
Yes, sir.
But NIL didn't exist back then.
I lived with the Outland Trophy winner, y'all. So I'm just saying.
That's right. With the Escalade
Sometimes
in
you just got to
22.
be that savage, don't you?
My bad. Did y'all have matching Escalades though too? Like for real?
Hey, man. See, no, he had the Lincoln. He had the Lincoln Navigator on 22s.
See what I'm saying? That is.
Okay, surprise.
See?
Oh, Wiz, jumping
Okay,
in.
here I am. I don't know where the camera is. So
It's right there on you.
Oh, nice. Okay. I don't know what we're talking about, but we're talking.
Wiz, how legendary was that song when it dropped, though?
Oh, well, the big timers were the big timers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With the bass line dropping.
The bass line, and the video was nice.
Yeah.
And, they're in front of the house. I mean, Cash Money Millionaire.
Yeah, so all that came out, dog, and I jumped up on scene with that, and I had a good time, man.
I ain't heard a bigger story since, y'all. I don't think nobody's done it since.
Gosh.
I'm just saying.
Only other coldest thing I ever seen on campus as guys were like, we had a lot of first rounders. And
yes.
Hey, in that era, like one of the ones I remember just thinking to myself, dang, it was Jason Allen, first round draft pick, went to Miami if I'm not mistaken. He came back after he got drafted. And he was just explaining, like, I was always intrigued by the lifestyle of, like, being a pro, which is why, like, I had to get the undrafted. However I was getting there.
Had to get it.
And Jason Allen came back on campus, and he doing his, draft thing, and he had on this shirt. And somebody said something to him. I was like, hey, man, that's $100 T-shirt right here. And at that point, my mind was blown.
Yeah.
It was a T-shirt in the, like, mid-2000s, about 06, that was $100. And I was thinking to myself, why would you spend that type of money for a shirt? And it was.
You understand why now, don't you?
I mean, hey.
I'm just saying. Okay.
I do understand now.
Hey,
but cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Blame Zelf for this. Blame Zelf. Who's also in witness protection right now.
Look at that. See, at some point, all these college stories are going to come out.
When
by
he
the
played it,
time
I knew,
we're done on this.
I knew this
show,
what it was when he played it. I said, Savage
out.
coming on. I know what this
story's coming.
I know what it's going.
Hey, what's crazy is, like, one more before I know we got to get into football. But, hey, it's
we ain't got to do anything.
Yeah, but it was the off season. One thing I will say, my brother looked down for me like crazy, man. But when speaking about, like, NIL and compliance, I'll never forget, like, I got in trouble one time because Ron had at the time, it was 07, he had a 2007 Mercedes-Benz CLS. Like, it was a spaceship. And he just, hey, you take the car, go on campus with it. And I'm loving it, okay? Like Kendrick Lamar said, I'm loving it, all right? And I never forget, man, compliance walked out and just like, whose car is this? And I'm just like, it's my brother Ron. Like, I'm like, Tez is like, I don't know if this should be on campus right now. It was it was cool. I was legal because Ron's family, and like he was out of college, so it wasn't like benefits or nothing like that. It's just that, look, you should have had 2 brothers that went pro too. It ain't my fault.
that's all, Savage. Hey, boy, I'm telling you, that's
excuse me, Mr. Ramon Foster. Can we have a chat with you?
That was a hell of a flex line right there.
Yeah.
Come on, they told
should have 2 brothers that went pro.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Nardo and Ron took care of me, man. That's why I'm forever indebted. Them dudes call me, I'm jumping, man. That's how it goes. Because they looked out for me when I was young, broken. Me and my girlfriend, now wife, Keisha, had a child. Like, we ain't had no money. I was broke out here.
broke. We had some time, but it's paying it forward, man. That's how we were from the Villas with me.
So, that's why everybody eats, man. That's
everybody eats.
Hey, listen, big timer. You were, you were on the Pat McAfee show today. I'm not sure if you heard. Ramon and others.
A few others.
Few others made the McAfee show. Did you see it?
I did see it, and I can't even really celebrate it the way I want because Pat went Ramon Foster and some others, and I was just like, damn, Pat. Like,
I know.
Show name.
You can't give Will and Kayla
just say the name. It's in the name of the show.
It's RK-Dub.
But that's also, I paid it to his head, not as hard, because like Pat and I, we know of each other. I ain't gonna say like I'm tight with Pat McAfee or nothing, but like he knows me, I know him, and I've been on his show too. And then one of my good teammates, jump class guy came in with, AQ Shipley, goes on his show often. So he's familiar with me. I'm familiar with him. So he probably just dropped my name because, I'm the NFL guy that he knew of. Right. And I can't even really celebrate it because y'all know I'm team first. Yeah. And I can't really do that. But I've received a lot of memes with abbreviations to how they do our show now. So quite hilarious.
We got you, Kayla and Will. We got you.
Definitely that.
Yeah. It made me also change my Twitter profile. I put, instead of co-host of Ramon, Kayla, and Will, I put sports entertainer of.
Yeah.
Ramon, Kayla, Will.
There you go. Hey.
Ramon Foster from Ramon, Kayla, and Will. 6 to 10 weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. Hey, great stuff with Chad Brinker in studio yesterday.
Chad was good, man, with what he could be good with. Right. I got to give it to Kayla. Kayla hit him with the, with the Rand Carthon question. That was important to get that out. And Chad spoke his piece. That was his side, and you guys know how it went with us. Rand wasn't much he can really say about that. So I was glad Chad was at least able to address it. But not only just that, man, it's created like this big old like wave of people focusing in on one word of that conversation. It's generational. And like I think betting odds have changed now because of him dropping that online. Like,
yep, that's what Todd Furman told us yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big of an ordeal that was, man. Like, and Chad wasn't specific with it, but he just dropped generational, and it's changed betting lines.
I mean, and can we talk about, like, there's no telling who they think is a generational talent. It could be Cam Ward for all we know.
Or if they haven't evaluated that far at this point. You know what I mean?
No, it could be. So, for me, this is my description of a generational player. I gave one this morning that I've seen and been around, and that's Eric Berry. The cancer somewhat, screw cancer, all right? Because I feel like he was on his way all the way through that, and he still has some all-pros after that. But, like, when they mention that, I think what he mean by generational is this. They're picking in the top 5 one way or the other, okay? And as it pertains to who you're selecting, it like at 1 or 2 or 3, yeah, that guy's expected to be generational. And what I think he means more than anything is whenever you get off the bus, however you get there, you need to be ready to go. Like, that's a generational guy to me. Package him up, put the new uniform on, let him learn the playbook, and that guy's ready to go to make plays for you. So that's how I kind of see it. And there's a few guys in the draft that got that. I'll be honest, I don't think it's a lot. I do think this is a solid class, but I don't think it's just like generation after generation. The 2 dudes that really pop off is probably, Travis, because Travis has been exactly like EB, a top guy, 5-star, go to college, do the exact same thing. EB was in the Heisman race. Travis Hunter won it. Like, he's checked every box of being generational. And, of course, watching what Abdul Carter has turned into, I ain't going to say generational just yet, but he hop off the bus,
take his suit off and put his uniform on good to me.
Ramon Foster with us on 3HL.
So earlier we were talking, this was the beginning of the show, I think. And honestly, we were talking about the generational talent conversation and all of that, and then went to, what's our guy's name? Matt Miller, who actually ended up breaking it on our show that his number one pick in this draft, period, is Abdul Carter, which I didn't agree with. But I want to know, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch his film. I don't know if you've seen him. Okay. What is your thought on Abdul Carter? Because for those that don't know, this was the first year he put his hand in the dirt. I mean, he had not been doing that and obviously was very successful. But I just want your take on what you've seen on film from Abdul Carter.
To me, it's two guys that he remind me of blended together. TJ Watt with the motor and relentlessness. Okay. Solid. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Von Miller with the bend.
Okay.
That's a
If you can mix,
And that's where it can make a difference though, because not everybody has that bend.
No. I mean, that's the kind of mix you see. That's the kind of mix you see from Slay in a fashion show.
Jeez.
No, this is straight up, okay? Like, and that's why to me, like, if they do decide to go Abdul Carter, even if they move back a spot or two or something like that, I look at him and say that's a good, safe pick. Like, of course, everybody wants Cam or Shador as it pertains to the quarterback being settled. I personally, unless they plan on spending the free agency again, don't think the team is ready for it, other than the fact that you say, well, free agency's got to handle itself too. So they can go get a quarterback, right, to kind of bridge over one of those guys and make them sit. If they can have the understanding to do that, and I think those two dudes are. They're very smart quarterbacks. But to me, I look at Abdul Carter and say this about him. He will make plays and splash. By the time that you continually, as they've said, draft and stack and get more talent, you're going to have a demon on your hand, man, that could really just be the face of your team and your defense. Considering Harold is getting older, Jeff is, by the time that Abdul grow up, Jeff will be going into like year 10. So there have to be succession plans in place to, somewhat create and help keep the standard. And then the other side of it, too, is like the threat of like the splash. Right now, to me, the strongest two units on this team is potentially the two running backs and the defensive line-ish. I love Jeff. I love what Devondre was. Arden Key, like him a whole lot, and Harold. Put them four together with or without one or the other, because there's, all the conversation around do you keep Arden and all those types of things. But, like, if you got an opportunity to immediately see the effectiveness of a draft pick, I honestly think the safest, best pick might be Abdul. Like, you can throw what's his name in there too, Travis, just on the fact that, man, y'all are all athletes and been around sports a long time. Like, you've seen people that just have been good in life at sports. It don't matter if they're throwing a basket, like a piece of paper in the trash can, or they pick up ping pong for the first time. They just good at it. I think that about Travis Hunter. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those dudes. It's just a quarterback spot, to me, can be very fragile, and, like, you can ruin it. Like, one of my good friends, Gerard, like, his plan to set Drake May was good. And he said, I think, honestly, too, like, his seat didn't get hot until they realized, like, Drake May can play. You know what I'm saying? Now the experts and big-time coaches want that job, and like, that's the way it goes in those types of situations. So you got to be able to have patience, and I think you somewhat got to build this thing out and up before you say to yourself, like, yeah, because what he said on y'all show, y'all talked about a little bit earlier, I was listening, like, what they had going on in Kansas City at the time, they had their guy and Alex Smith. Y'all know the story. And they said, look, that's our dude in Patrick Mahomes. If we got to go all the way up, man, we'll deal with that later after all the championships. And that's what they did.
Yeah, they tried to get to one, which I didn't know until Borgonzi told us that yesterday. And it's interesting, too, to your point about Alex Smith. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback. And in 2016, and they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes despite having a Pro Bowl quarterback. And then he sat in 2017, and Alex Smith was a Pro Bowl quarterback again and led the NFL in passer rating. But when you know your guy is your guy, then that's what you do.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. But that's what you do. And I'll say this, man. I'm going to bang this drum for as long as these people continue to let me be a sports entertainer at 104.5 The Zone. Okay? What I'll say is this. if ownership, management can just say, you know what, keep your head down. As Coach Tomlin like to say, cut your eyelids off and don't blink. We're going to build this thing up the proper way. Then I can trust understanding what they want to do, because this morning, Mike Berganzi on our show, he referenced a bunch of guys about, he mentioned what Pittsburgh has done by finding, undrafted free agents like Alejandro and myself and knowing when to go get a guard and Dave DeCastro, and just how you just always got to continue to stack and find those, as you like to call, core players. Like, they went in free agency and got a guy that I had a huge amount of respect for. He said it on y'all show yesterday, Mike DeVito. Like, Mike DeVito's name ain't just going to ring bells like that. But if you played against Mike DeVito with the Jets in Kansas City, you're going to have a long day in the office, man. So I was glad to hear him acknowledge, like, look, I'm cool with going to go get the superstars, but I got to go get me a bunch of, like, football players that can really, like, help this team. Like, that. Let me brag a little bit. Like, that's what Pittsburgh has done. That's what Green Bay has done. You look at what the Buffalo Bills have done, like, over the last 4 or 5 years. They have went and got first-round D end, first-round D tackle, first-round, like, they've just been stacking bodies of bigs.
Detroit, too, yeah.
Detroit, just bodies of bigs, man, to where, like, coaches that know the game, right? Coaches that know the game know this. If you got a team full of bigs that are dogs and also leaders, everybody else got to fall in line. And that's why I think it's super important. Like, shout out to Rand for going to get JC. Shout out to him for going to get Tavondre, because when the littles, the skill guys, see them doing their thing, everybody else got to fall in line. And those units, those groups usually have the biggest numbers. So I'm gonna sit back and watch, okay? But I like the sound of what it can be, because I'm a person that loves watching, like, the build up for stuff. Like, I feel like that's how my career went.
Yeah.
I felt like when you get too much too soon, it's like winning the lotto, right? You win the lotto, man. We've seen numerous people win $100 million and go broke. Why? Too much too soon. That's what I teach my boys. Like, we not chasing the right now. Y'all know I got a baseball player in RJ. And, of course, he want to, the rankings. He want to, be throwing 95 miles per hour right now. And I'm like, hey, no, we're going to learn how to play baseball. You're going to be a pitcher. We still going to work on your hitting, because if you go hit 95 right now, right, and you blow your arm out, what good was that 95 at 16 years old?
That's right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I think we've microwaved so much of our football teams because of fantasy, our kids because of these rankings, and just a society in whole, where we can't even, like, look at nothing more than 2 minutes before we on to the next one. And that's a little bit of, like, okay, I think, you got to let it play out a little bit longer with certain things, man. And we'll see this one. So if management listening to this, like, man, cut your eyelids off and just watch it and expect it to go the right way.
I love analogies like that.
Yeah, my boy, like that.
Ramon Foster, big savagery. Ramon Foster from Ramon, Kayla, and Will. Heard weekday mornings on 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, Ramon. Love you, bro.
No doubt. Love y'all, man.
All right,
Ramon and some others.
yeah, they
Cut your eyelids.
crazy. Yeah, you up.
Forever.
Ain't never going to sleep.
More 3HL next.
All right. Do you want to start fresh in 2025? Loan Pronto can help you do it. Take control of your finances by lowering your house payment and consolidating nagging debt. 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto. And right now they got some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, purchase loans. How about APRs in the low 5s? If your current rate's over 6% because you got it in the last few years, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in the process with another lender, let Loan Pronto help you out. Lock in a lower rate. Close in as little as 2 weeks. And a lot of times you don't even need an appraisal with Loan Pronto. Fast, easy, hassle-free. You could even skip your next 2 house payments. 615-499-5780, loanpronto.com. Get that personalized Loan Pronto rate instantly with no hard credit pull, no upfront fees. Start the process at loanpronto.com. 615-499-5780. Loan Pronto, equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I love living in Middle Tennessee. We've got great restaurants, entertainment, sports, and one of the nation's top Ford dealers right here in our backyard. Two Rivers Ford. Remember that name. Two Rivers has been a staple in our community since 1983. They're locally owned. They have a non-commissioned sales team, and they sell below MSRP. They've been doing business with integrity for decades. Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
H on 104.5 The Zone. Lady Vols got a shot tonight at Texas?
The way the Lady Vols shoot the three, they got a shot against anybody.
If the shot's falling.
Yeah, if the shots is falling, that's going to be good. Texas is good, man. Like
they couldn't hit anything for a while against Vandy.
Nope,
and still only lost by one.
Yep.
Is their coach there?
Texas. Kim Caldwell. I haven't seen anything.
They just did a preview on ESPN. They're doing it right now, and they haven't mentioned it. So,
and she's pregnant.
Yeah, whoever's doing the preview on ESPN is also pregnant. Very pregnant. That baby's sitting low.
I mean, ready to roll.
Yeah.
What does that mean, boy?
Yeah. Seriously, that's what they say.
That is what they say.
Boys sit lower.
615-737-1045. Darrington on 3HL. D, what up, man?
Man, listen, as I sit back and for taking my devil's lettuce, I was sitting here thinking, Babs, your husband might have been right. With them putting that information out there and saying that they're looking for generations, maybe a couple other teams' bells went off. And so now they might be thinking about maybe we need to make a trade. Well, there's some other teams that might really want a quarterback bad enough, so maybe they might be wanting to make a trade. So maybe that whole draft dream your husband had, it might not be too far off.
For those that don't know, Babs' husband's draft dream was them trading from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to... Like, they ended up with 4 first-round picks next year and, like, a second-rounder. And Abdul Carter somehow.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It sounds interesting. And then last night I heard the two guys got a bet. If y'all really want to bet, instead of when y'all drop come out, when you do the I'm in the building or Babs music play, it should be a snippet of you confessing about the other person's team. So Ron Slate doing something about Auburn Tigers, and then Babs maybe giving adulation to the Vols.
I like that.
Run for like a week or two.
That's a good one.
I would say
Make it
Darrington. I like that.
Make it go for like a week straight.
Yeah, D, here's the thing, though. We already have on tape Dawn giving accolades to Tennessee.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, that ain't it.
But that's not nothing. No, she got to be like, and you got to wear, she has to have on a Vols shirt, or Ron has to have on an Auburn something while saying it. So every time you be like, they in the building, that's what they have to be playing.
I'll take that bet. I like that.
I like it, Darrington. I'll definitely take it.
I've got an Auburn shirt. Bruce gave me some Auburn gear.
Oh, really?
He did?
Bruce.
Did you not get me any Auburn gear from him?
No, this is about 2 years ago. You don't want this old stuff.
Okay.
Darrington, hey.
And it's big. I got something for you.
D, Babs has 2 words for you.
In it.
Go Vols. Stop it.
Boy, y'all gonna get
y'all about to make me leave the show early.
See?
Well, I mean,
you got like 2 minutes. You're good.
Don't do it, Babs.
The prize. See, here's your problem, Babs. Is when me and Zeph are both on one. It's a bad combination.
Now, I was talking to Ramon about this. I was talking to Ramon about this on the phone before he came on, and he was like, well, Don, if you didn't want it played, you shouldn't have said it.
When did I say that?
You said it twice.
I'm pretty sure it was sarcasm when I said it.
I think we have 2 of them.
Oh, let's listen and see if we can detect it.
Stop. We've hit her enough today. She fell in an icy pool yesterday. We need to...
Yeah, y'all stop being jerks.
We need to chill, pun fully intended. Seriously, how cold was that water? Seriously. And you got out in it yesterday, so that was like the 4-degree day.
It was 7 degrees outside when I fell in.
Somebody tweeted us and told us you're not supposed to.
Yeah, which I didn't know that. I asked why, but I haven't gotten the response. You got to educate me here.
Not supposed to break it.
Probably because you might fall in. That's probably why.
That could be
No, the water was 30 degrees. Was what our pool temperature
how
said.
cold? That had to be painful.
I think
I
was so shocked that I had fallen in that.
How quickly did you get out?
I cannot tell you how quick. I haven't moved that fast in 20 years.
Can you imagine?
Y'all ever been to the Titanic Museum in Gatlinburg?
Titanic?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know they had one there.
Yeah, they have a section where they have the water where it shows you how cold the water was. And I don't know.
I bet it was similar.
I so wish that Travis was standing looking out the window with a cup of coffee, just watching all this unfold.
Like
he would have
Chevy
loved
Chase
it.
on National Lampoon's.
Yes.
Yeah, but different.
No, he would have loved it. And as a matter of fact, guess what he did? Fixed our Ring camera right after that.
Make sure
or
I don't
our
miss
security
anything
cameras
else.
in the back, so he won't miss anything.
Smart.
Yeah.
Don't steal Dawn's pool.
Yeah.
The whole pool.
What's up next?
After party, we are.
More of us coming up. Man, fun show, at least from our perspective, hopefully from yours as well today. Back at it tomorrow, Friday edition. Tracy Wolfson's going to join us tomorrow to talk about the Buffalo-Kansas City game from Kansas City. Hope y'all
That's a fun one.
Hope y'all have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Unless you got a shout out from me. And that shout out goes to
You don't even remember?
Coach Callahan.
Callie?
Yeah, Callie gets the show.
We got to fix the end of your show.
No, it's bad.
Let's go.
The end of your show. Ramon.